Ladies and gentlemen, I am Chase Geiser, and you're listening to Guess Who's Bak with my esteemed co-host, Steven Bak. And boy, oh boy, do we have a show for you today. We're going to be covering all of the ails and struggles of the African-American minority group among us, because after all, it is Juneteenth. It is a national holiday. And today we're going to be focusing primarily on slavery and the importance of reparations. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to be talking about that at all, other than the debt slavery that we're in as a nation and the fact that paying income tax is in and of itself a violation of the 13th Amendment, and we are all slaves now. And a lot of people would look at the news today and they would say, this is a slow news day. But as the great Alex Jones taught me, there is no such thing as a slow news day. We, of course, know that last night, the very short-lived peace deal with Iran was violated by Israel and its insistence on combatants. And this is something that could have easily been predicted, but there's a couple of things that are very interesting about the developments of the last 24 to 48 hours that I want to call to your attention as the credible, intuitive, and inquisitive listener. There's a lot of things you can say about Donald Trump, but one of the things you can't really say about him is that he's stupid. You can try to say that he's stupid. You can claim that he's dumb. You can laugh at him and joke around. You can do a mic drop if you're Barack Obama. You can make fun of him at some kind of a celebrity roast. You can try to say that he's dumb, but he just isn't dumb. Oh, the only reason that he's successful is because he received a loan of $1 million from his father. But there's a lot of people that have come across $1 million that have not been able to turn it into tens of billions or even just multiple billions of dollars, let alone what Elon Musk was able to accomplish by becoming the world's first trillionaire, asterisk. But he's not dumb. Maybe he's compromised. Maybe he's morally bankrupt. Maybe he's a sociopath. Maybe he's an egomaniac. I don't know. I'm not making any of those claims. But he's not dumb. And one thing that we've known about Trump, especially during this administration, it was true of his first administration, but especially this administration, is whenever there's a White House leak, or whenever someone speaks out publicly on behalf of the White House or just as a representative of this administration, it is always intentional. Every single time it's intentional. And so it occurred to me, in the context of JD Vance coming out and being hypercritical of Israel, saying that Bibi had no friends in the world except for Donald Trump, the leader of the world's largest superpower, frankly, the world leader. Coming out in podcast after podcast, being critical of Israel over and over again, time and time again, the last couple of days. That was a deployment. That was an intentional deployment. A representative of the Trump administration, the Vice President of the United States of America, coming out. The position of the administration is to run opposition against Israel at this juncture. Now, Alex Jones has reported for an extended period of time, before any of these conflicts broke out with Iran, that Donald Trump did not like Bibi Netanyahu, that he was screaming at him on the phone. This is something that Alex Jones was reporting, and with good sources. Trust me, I worked with Alex Jones very closely for 2.5 years. He has real sources. They're very good. They're close to the president. They are credible. And he was saying early in this administration that Bibi Netanyahu was getting screamed at, that Trump was pissed off at him. We saw Trump outside of the White House saying they don't know what the fuck they're doing. We saw Trump scream at Zelensky when Zelensky said, yeah, the threat might not be here now because you have a nice, beautiful ocean, but it's coming. And then Netanyahu said virtually the same exact thing. You might not feel the threat of Iran or terrorism now, but it will come to your cities. And was met with no vitriol, no antagonism whatsoever. Everybody wrote it off as Trump is compromised, or Israel gets a pass because of the evangelical base. But honestly, I think it's much more nuanced and complicated than that. I think Trump has hated Bibi Netanyahu this whole time. He did the bunker busters. Everybody claimed that there was no nuclear threat. Basically called the bluff of Bibi Netanyahu, who would insist that there were intercontinental ballistic missiles, and then just double down on the fact that they still had nuclear capabilities. And now he's gotten involved in this conflict, totally annihilated Iran, way above what Israel even really asked for, only to sign a peace deal that he knew that Israel would violate within 24 hours. Now Trump can get out of the conflict with Iran and totally abandon Netanyahu, and it looks like it's Netanyahu's fault because Trump succeeded in signing a peace deal, negotiating peace. This all happens in the context of Trump going to meet with President Xi just weeks ago. And that happens in the context of our military-industrial complex canceling an armament contract with Taiwan, not arming them. And we're basically ignoring Ukraine. As a nation, we've just started ignoring that conflict altogether. Trump literally, I think it was a G7, was it, Bak? Ignoring Zelensky himself.
Yep, cold shoulder.
And what I think happened is I think that Trump made a secret deal with President Xi. I think Trump, playing on the Monroe Doctrine, which he fondly referred to during his administration as the don-roe Doctrine, which is U.S. dominance over the Western Hemisphere and virtually isolationism as it pertains to Europe and Asia from 100 years ago. And I think President Trump negotiated with Xi U.S. dominance over the Western Hemisphere in exchange for Chinese sovereignty over the Eastern Hemisphere. I think he's going to give Taiwan to China. I think he's going to let the Middle East disintegrate. I think he's going to give Ukraine to Russia. I think he's going to seize Greenland. We've done Venezuela already. Cuba, Argentina perhaps, Antarctica, certainly. And I think that's the face of the 21st century. And people say, and I've been saying this for a long time, well, what about the petrodollar? And the petrodollar has already been evaporating, especially over the last 5 years. The future is the tech dollar. The new frontier is outer space. What the ocean was to the 19th and 20th century, outer space is to the 21st century. What the nuclear warhead was to the 20th century, artificial intelligence is to the 21st century. And what we have decided to do, what this administration has decided to do, is dominate, control, with total sovereignty, this entire half of the planet because he's betting on this half of the planet versus the other half of the planet. Musk changed his bio just the other day. I don't know which day it was. I noticed it today. To his new project where they're going to be developing, what is it, semiconductors? Terafab. So now Musk is going to be involved in the development, manufacturing, supply chain of the very chips, the very technology necessary for artificial intelligence, basically rendering Taiwan unnecessary. China's going to take Taiwan for their tech, their tooling. We're going to develop either domestically or in South America or Central America, or maybe even perhaps India, our own artificial intelligence technology. We're going to dominate in space through SpaceX, leveraging Antarctica, by the way, which is essential for satellite dominance, not to mention the fact that 90% of the world's fresh water is frozen there, as there's a worldwide shortage of fresh water. And that's how the 21st century, I think, is going to play out. I'm honestly arriving at the place, at a perspective, where I don't think that Trump ever really had any interest whatsoever in being involved in the Middle East, assisting Israel whatsoever. He just needed a way out, and Bibi handed it to him by violating the peace deal. And I think we're going to see nothing but antagonism toward Israel, or apathy at least toward Israel, for the rest of this administration. I could be totally naive. I could be totally misguided. I'm not somebody who was touting 4D chess during this entire administration. I was very critical the first time we laid the bunker busters. I've been very critical of this conflict, very dismayed that we've been involved, because it seemed the whole time like it was just classic neoconservatism, Dick Cheney level bullshit. But with the administration coming out and formally chiding, not even just slapping Bibi Netanyahu on the wrist, slapping him across the face with the rhetoric, I'm hearing murmurings of comments from the administration like, hey, you're on your own now, Israel. Whatever. I think we worked out a deal with China. Pax China for the 21st century. What do you think, Bak?
If you guys watch the show regularly, you know we love game theory. We get angry at Trump. We have called him stupid on this show. We go back and forth. We go and we refine our theory and our game theory, where the information takes us. But it's becoming glaringly obvious to me and Chase that some sort of deal was cut when on his trip to China. That information was parlayed to Putin shortly after. And it seems to me that there's been some sort of agreement to split the world in half.
Yeah.
So that's where...
Just like the Monroe Doctrine. Didn't it come straight out of the America First Committee?
I thought it came straight out of Monroe.
Yeah, but it wasn't part of the America First Committee.
I didn't even know America First Committee existed.
Yeah, look it up. Monroe Doctrine and America First Committee. How are they related? When did they happen? Let's see if Grok can tell me the truth. But the crazy thing is, Elon Musk is going to have a monopoly on artificial intelligence, on the public square, on all of our military industrial complexes as it pertains to space, which is basically everything.
Stranglehold on the economy.
Yeah, with X money and the digital currency. And he's going to have the dominance over the hardware.
So the more important question to ask after the don-roe doctrine is Elon Musk a good guy?
It doesn't matter how good he is. That's a lot of power for one man.
No one man should
The
have
even crazier
all
thing
this
is,
power.
now that if we go down the rabbit hole of believing that this has all been part of the Trump agenda to negotiate with Xi to split the world in half, and it was necessary for this conflict to happen with Iran in order for Trump to politically be able to separate himself from Israel, specifically Bibi's administration, well, then there's all sorts of incentive to kill Charlie Kirk.
And to squash the investigation to cover your tracks, then.
The Monroe Doctrine, 1823, and the America First Committee, 1940-41, are related through a long American tradition of isolationism and non-interventionism. Okay, so the Monroe Doctrine was 1823, obviously, with Monroe. The United States would not interfere in the internal affairs or wars of European powers. European powers should not attempt new colonization or intervention in the independent nations of the Western Hemisphere, the Americas. The U.S. would view any such European interference as a hostile act. That was the Monroe Doctrine 200 years ago, I guess now. The America First Committee existed between 40 and 41. Founded in 1940 by Yale law students. Prominent supporters included aviator Charles Lindbergh, Senator Gerald Nye, and others. Over 800,000 members across 450 chapters. It argued that a strong U.S. defense could protect the hemisphere, that Britain's fate did not directly threaten core U.S. security, and that aid to the Allies risked unnecessary war. So they're tied together. It was almost like the reciprocity. The Monroe Doctrine is don't fuck with our hemisphere, and the America First Committee advocated for us not fucking with anybody else's hemisphere. And so you've got this president who basically coined America First, tongue-in-cheek calling it the don-roe Doctrine. And now it looks like he's giving Taiwan to China, giving Ukraine to Putin, allowing the Middle East to descend into further madness while he secures Venezuela, basically controls Cuba after we cut him off. We've got Peter Thiel flying down to Argentina, which is basically Antarctica. It's habitable Antarctica, just by proximity. And he's claiming that he wants Greenland. All this is now coming together. It makes sense. We are trying to establish our sovereignty over the Western Hemisphere because we're betting on the West over the East into the 21st century. And Xi is calling our raise and saying, okay, I agree. We'll take the East, you take the West, no problem. And then the AI arms race commences.
In this geopolitical game of risk, the most dangerous thing is to double cross, though. That's what I love about game theory. We get to hit it from every angle. We've been pissed at Trump. We know it's not 5D chess, but clearly he's not as dumb as people have been saying he is.
It might fucking be 4D chess.
Like you hit the nail on the head. He's not. You're not this retarded. You know who you need to know at the very least to get to the position that he's at. So I'm under no assumption that he's playing 5, 6, 7D chess.
Why is Antarctica so important?
Because it's Satan's throne room.
No, but like seriously, from a geopolitical, totally secular perspective, what is the strategic importance of Antarctica?
Well, you need to control the poles if you want to control space. So it's obviously the North Pole, South Pole.
Yeah.
Other than that, my second fallback theory is it's Satan's throne room.
Yeah, I know. But you can't just jump between metaphor and reality.
Well, why the fuck not? It's our show. Why can't I do that?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, I guess. Okay, so Grok says it's scientifically important. That's bullshit. Science is just a cover for all the other shit they're doing there. Fisheries, minerals, and energy. Yeah, there's a ton of coal, a ton of iron, a ton of copper. I think a lot of oil and gas as well under the ice. There's 5 kilometers of ice, I believe. 70% of the world's fresh water in ice form. The Antarctic Treaty System, established in 1959, signed by 12 original nations, now 50-plus parties, designates Antarctica as a zone for peace and science, prohibits military activities, nuclear testing, and waste disposal. China and Russia are expanding research stations, dual-use infrastructure. I doubt that it's research. China views it as part of its global strategy with investment in icebreakers and bases. Concerns exist about positioning for future resources access or influence if the treaty weakens. The U.S. maintains strong presence. Proximity to key southern hemisphere routes, potential for monitoring satellites, communications, or airspace access, and a future conflict or resource-scarce world. Control or influence could matter for logistics, shipping alternatives, or power projection, though currently restricted. I think the ATS expires in 2048.
Is that the Antarctic Treaty?
I think so. So obviously, with space being perceived as a new frontier, Antarctica is important. Eric Hecker has been saying that they can cause an earthquake with the directed energy weapons in Antarctica anywhere in the world that they want. There's, like I said, 70% of the world's fresh water there at a time when there's water shortages likely. I also considered, I know it's not quite, it's too warm there, but I'm thinking about quantum computing and how cold it has to be for those computers to operate. So I'm wondering if it's a good place for data centers. It's just also curious to me. But for some reason, Antarctica seems suddenly very important again.
I mean, so why I go to the metaphysical and the metaphorical is because we know how valuable that real estate is. We know routes and resources are very important. You got the icebreakers, you got the fisheries, you got the water, you got the mineral rights. You have everything there. But why is no nation on Earth heavily militarizing Antarctica? It just doesn't happen. And
well, that was because of the treaty, right?
Yeah, but why would the treaty be? Why would anyone abide by that treaty if it was purely for the resources and the routes?
Well, we're almost certainly militarizing it. We might not have armed forces there, but it's certainly being used for military operations.
I see the North Pole being very
directed
heavily
energy
militarized.
weapons, the satellite stuff that's going on. There's no fucking way there's not information bouncing from the pole.
I haven't looked at a satellite photo of Antarctica in a while, but when I did look at it, there was no substantial footprint from any nation, just research centers.
The crazy thing is, it seems like we're going to totally abandon the IMEC corridor. We don't even give a fuck about the petrodollar anymore.
Well, Trump did stand up to shake Modi's hand at least at the G7.
Maybe Modi isn't all about BRICS. Maybe he's just pressured. I don't have a sophisticated understanding of national politics internally, domestically in India.
They're like I don't know what other way to put this. It's like a scavenger nation. Like they'll take weapons defense systems from Russia. They've had our weapons defense systems. They'll take whatever anyone's offering. It seems to me like India is almost like a mercenary country, and what they wield is their massive population.
Yeah,
one that's verifiable
and growing
without
migration.
It's a womb, not a tomb, baby. That's their geopolitical strategy. It seems. All right, we'll just H-1B visa swamp your ass.
And Elon even came out and supported Vance in his criticism of Israel. And Elon has been like Switzerland about fucking Israel. Just silent, quiet as a mouse.
He's playing such a long game. He's not even interested in the geopolitics as much as to the extent it affects his personal
Musk
companies.
And Vance and Trump and all these tech oligarchs are all in on it. They understand that the future of the dollar is technological dominance, not energy dominance.
Oh, I totally
energy
agree.
dominance isn't even going to matter because we're going to have so much fucking oil. Not to mention all the fucking gold in South and Central America. Asinine amounts of gold.
And another key indicator, too, is you know how heavily Starlink's utilized by the Ukrainian military. All you get out of Putin is threats. Oh, you better not. You better not. Well, you better give us some Starlink terminals. Well, we'll just get them via third party then. But they don't ever just damage his space infrastructure to the extent I've ever heard of.
You mean like Russia never just bombs the satellites?
Yeah. They could easily take out Elon's Starlink terminals. They could easily take out his satellites.
That's an attack directly on the United States, though. If Russia's
you don't think
attacking
they
our
could dress
satellites,
it up via proxy?
What, they're going to have a terrorist group find a way to fucking shoot satellites out of the sky?
No, but you target the terminals on the ground. You can geo-track the terminals. You can attack via proxy in a lot of different sophisticated ways. It doesn't have to be a direct attack that's the whole point of attacking by proxy.
Yeah.
You find the weakest targets, and then you have another group that you fund and set up attack those targets. You can easily share intelligence. Look at how much they gave Iran in terms of satellites.
I think China wanted the last Iranian regime ousted for some reason.
You think China has double crossed Iran?
I think we were all in on it. I think that Trump and Xi have been playing on the same side during this whole conflict.
Yeah, but you can't trust those sneaky Chinese. We're in agreement. A deal has been cut.
Yeah, a relationship of convenience is not dependent upon trust if the incentive is there.
Yeah, but I'm under the impression China's already offloaded nuclear weapons to Iran.
I think Iran developed their own nuclear weapons a long time ago. I don't think they need China.
Well, okay, let me refine that a little bit. I think that they delivered hypersonic delivery vehicles for those nuclear warheads.
I don't think so. I don't think China gives a fuck.
China don't give a fuck.
All China wants is Iranian oil. They don't care about anything else. They don't like the Muslims. They put them in camps in their own country.
That's true.
They don't give a fuck. They're not like, there's no cultural similarities. There's no respect there. No, man. It's
so they used it as much as they could to get what they could from the United States.
They needed the fucking oil, and there was a deal cut. Hey, we're going to wipe out this fucking regime. It's going to get us out of being in business with Israel. Because Israel's not going to be able to stop bombing Lebanon. And you can just set up and control whatever post-facto regime exists.
And that's why we got goy beamed.
And the Strait of Hormuz isn't even going to fucking matter to us after we leave NATO, because we have plenty of oil on this side of the planet.
The gays of Hormuz aren't going to matter to us either once we're done with them. Should we get into the first clip?
Yeah.
Let's get into a little Trump mocking Bibi, clip 100, for some context of the back and forth that's been happening in the media.
Look, baby, he's got very big ears. Am I retarded?
You had a deal that was going to give them legally a nuclear weapon. And if that happened, Israel would have been blown away. And in all fairness to Bibi Netanyahu, who happens to be a good man, gets a little excited sometimes. But he happens to be a very good man. We've had an amazing partnership. He's been an amazing prime minister. We have a little dispute over Lebanon. I say, you can do a little softer touch, Bibi. You don't have to knock down a building every time somebody walks into it that's from Hezbollah. But it's been an amazing partnership. But he will say, we're the big partner, and he's the very small partner, and that's true.
You know Netanyahu is pissed.
Just
Subscribe
minimizing the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then
Very
did you see that
patronizing.
clip of the reporter confronting Bibi?
No. Do you have it?
Yeah, clip 101.
This reporter just confronted Netanyahu. I've never seen anything like it before.
You know, you've been accused of being a war criminal. That if you went to go to several countries in Europe, you're going to get arrested. This is not just mad campus radicalism. This is a feeling around the world. You said it yourself to us just now. In public opinion around the world, Israel is doing very poorly. And it's doing very poorly because people see a country that is behaving in a way that is not compatible with being a liberal democracy. And therefore, I think you have a problem. I think that loss of public opinion, what struck me from your autobiography was how subtly and for how long you have understood this. You know that political power comes from public opinion, and you know that you need to win the battle of public opinion, and you're losing it. You've absolutely lost it in Europe, but much more worryingly for you, you're losing it in America. Israel is behaving in a way that we think is incompatible with the kind of liberal democracy that you claim.
Well, the liberal democracies, the ideas, the values that we cherish, exactly.
Prime Minister, it really isn't just extreme radicals. There are huge numbers of people who are concerned about Israel's behavior, frankly, including people like me.
Subscribe for more.
Man, I love this. Just him getting publicly dragged through the mud.
Kudos to him,
right.
though, for like not interrupting and just taking it.
Well, you should take it.
Yeah, I know.
How many
I'm not a
fucking
fan,
people have to
but
die?
He sat there. He let her do her thing.
Oh, yeah, he let her cook. And he should have let her cook. Get back in the kitchen, lady.
Yeah, you got to cook it like all the way if it's going to be kosher.
Cook it again. And he's only facing such fierce public opposition like this because of scumbags like this Israeli minister. I can't even... Something cat. Fucking cat in the hat.
I will send you the main thing, by the way. They hold territory. They hold territory. They destroy the days in Lebanon. First of all, we made 200,000 residents who lived in a security zone not return. One of them is not coming back. The cell is there, destroying the infrastructure, destroying the villages, and therefore also protecting our communities in a completely different way than it was. Do you know why it's not like the safety floor it used to be? Because when there was a population, there were cargoes, there was terror for the soldiers. There is no population today. It's just soldiers taking care of business.
Sorry I made you talk the Jewish talk.
And it was like the middle of a fucking sentence. I have no idea what he was talking about.
Well, I can give you a little context because I read the full sentence. He is talking about the first line beyond the front line in southern Lebanon, which they just hit to try to break the ceasefire agreement and the MOU, being completely destroyed. He's given an interview bragging he's destroyed their homes in totality, and that he's displaced over 200,000 people.
Zelensky is so fucked.
Yeah, he's completely fucked.
We're leaving NATO like this month.
You see some of the signaling from Hegseth, and then you see it walked back, and then you see the signaling, you see
We're
it walked
fucking
back.
leaving NATO. We're doing the fucking don-roe doctrine.
I don't know if this
We're
is going to
leaving
end
NATO.
that way,
We're going to let
though.
Ukraine fall. We're going to let China have Taiwan, and we're going to stay the fuck out of it. And we're going to take Cuba. We're going to take Venezuela. We're going to take Antarctica.
We're going to take Greenland.
And we're going to fucking go to space, and we're going to dominate the planet from the fucking new frontier.
We're going to take Haiti and build
We're
something.
going to take the high ground, bro.
If the plan works out. If it doesn't work out, America's completely isolated, and all our
And they're
allies
going to transition
turn
us from the
against
petrodollar to the techno-dollar.
the techno dollar.
That's what it's going to be, bro.
I don't even know if we should play like this lady. Should we give more context? 103 Israel hits southern Lebanon.
No, it's
All right,
fucking
good.
boring.
It is pretty boring.
Dude, you always have to remember when you're streaming, Bak. I'll tell you this as a seasoned professional.
You're so seasoned.
Everybody listening can watch Star Wars instead.
No one likes Star Wars ever since they put Jar Jar Binks in that shit, dude. Fuck
Everyone
Star Wars.
watching can watch 2001: A Space Odyssey instead.
I haven't seen. I can't.
What's your
even
favorite
remember.
fucking movie? They could be watching that.
The Matrix, probably.
Yeah, everybody could be watching The Matrix. So we can't play this fucking bitch talking about Southern Lebanon.
All right, I agree.
They're going to turn on The Matrix.
I agree. Should we play Uncle Alex's take?
Yeah.
Clip 104.
Alex is better than The Matrix.
So now, the New York Post reports doesn't tell you why Iran declares the Strait of Hormuz closed again after U.S. lifts blockade. But it's because Israel is striking
Lebanon.
southern Lebanon, has already taken much of it, and says they're going to stay there.
again.
Iran floats insurance fees as it asserts
Allahu
control
Akbar.
over the Strait of Hormuz. Talks between the U.S. and Iran are called off because of fighting in Lebanon, officials say. Love how AP spins it. Fighting. They're not firing missiles at Israel right now. No, Israel's attacking. Vance delays trip to Switzerland to lead
That's
new
what
U.S.
Trump wanted,
talks
though.
with Iran on its nuclear program.
Trump
See?
wanted Israel to fuck up
He's
the peace
leaving
deal.
him. He's hanging him out to
Derailed by
dry.
Israel. They
Yeah.
said they would do it. But you
On
read the
their own
corporate
accord,
headlines,
too.
You don't
They
even
did to
know that.
himself.
You go to the Israeli newspapers or go to the Israeli.
Bibi needs the war, otherwise he goes to prison.
He's going to prison, baby.
Yeah,
Yep.
he needs the war. That's the only reason he's doing it. He knows. He's just fucking Trump put Bibi in a corner, man. After years of people saying nobody puts Bibi in a corner.
And he set
And if
Vance
you want
up.
Bibi to fuck you too.
That's what chat's been saying. But you can see the setup for the continuation of the Trump doctrine. Wow, there's an owl on that roof. And even Vance right now, he's completely turned his back on Israel, and he needs that Jewish money. And he's still publicly saying this.
States are fundamentally always aligned. It's just not true. We're different countries. We have different needs. We have different geographies. Do you trust them? You know, I don't trust anybody.
Look,
when
JD,
it comes to international affairs, and
AIPAC won't
diplomacy,
matter.
I don't
You're gonna have
trust anyone.
Teal. You're gonna have
And
Musk.
I think that we just have to continually be.
We're gonna have
You're
the
gonna have
rest.
Sink. You're gonna have Altman.
Opinion and thoughts about the US-Israel relationship has never been more widely discussed.
I agree.
And I almost don't
He
know
looks
why,
fucking tired.
but it seems to be
all
the
look
case that
tired.
over the last, I'd say, 6 to 12 months, people are really now questioning
I'm
what
wide
is this
awake.
relationship and who is the dominant partner in the relationship. What, for someone, and just in super simple terms, because I don't really know a lot about this particular point.
Sure.
What does, and please do tell me, like, what does Netanyahu want? Because I sit here with these experts and they say they want to overtake the whole of the Middle East, they want to run the Middle East. What does he want?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Man, tell me that the whole administration on the right wing isn't, other than the ones bought and paid for by AIPAC, they're not taking a hard turn on Israel. And it happened pretty quick, and it took months of culmination to get to this point. Put Israel
See,
up
Bibi
there.
thought he could fuck with us like he fucked with us in 2001 and 2 and 3 and 4. He thought, I'll get him in a little bit, and it'll snowball, and they'll get even more, and all the military-industrial complex lobbyists and advisors will say that we need to escalate, and the intelligence apparatus will say we need to escalate, because traditionally, not only have these special interests been interested in lining their own pocketbooks, but they've believed in the petrodollar. But now that the petrodollar is virtually moot, the entire global economy is a completely different infrastructure than it was 20 years ago. It just, the chips weren't there for Bibi this time. He thought we were going to do a little bunker busting, and one thing was going to lead to another, and Lindsey Graham was going to get his boots on the ground, and it was going to be fucking War on Terror 2.0 for another 20
Shabbat
years.
Shalom, I blew up your home.
He fucking made a bad call, dude.
He stepped into a trap, I
fucking
think.
call. Yeah, dude.
I think and it's bad when Hillary Clinton turns on you in public. That interview that we played last night was June 15th, bro.
Yeah. That's the only reason I'm like tempted to second guess myself.
No, well, it's such a dangerous geopolitical game. You got double crosses, you got triple crosses. don-roe doctrine might not play out. China they think in terms of 100, 200, 1,000 years. They don't think in terms of 10-year cycles, 4-year political cycles. So I'm still kind of on the rocks. Anyways, Israel tried to fuck up the ceasefire. Another suspicious point right here. And then the ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah is back on now, as of now.
Yeah, we'll see how long that fucking lasts.
We could play clip 106 or 107. They're both pertaining to that.
Which one's less boring?
107.
I'm playing 106.
Moments ago, Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to a ceasefire. Max
Hold
Gordon
on, we'll
joining
do
us
107 because I don't air Fox.
News for you, as we were just talking about with Congressman Turner.
As I play another Fox clip.
Israel and Hezbollah exchanged a lot of fire last night, and that helped lead to JD Vance, the vice president, delaying his trip to Switzerland to sign the memorandum of understanding with Iran. Now, within the commercial break, Hezbollah and Israel apparently have agreed to renew their ceasefire after fighting. Now, in that fighting last night, Martha, 4 IDF soldiers were killed. And Israel was like, we are not going to be able to stand for this. We have to be able to fight back. They love their people just as much as every other country loves their own people. And so they're saying no. And perhaps Iran, who wants this MOU, apparently has called down to their proxies and said, knock it off, maybe?
So the back channels are definitely active. It's not like they just said, no, 60-day pause, we're done, we're walking away from the deal. Vance doesn't go to Switzerland, goes back to D.C. There is active communication for Israel and Hezbollah to even both agree to a ceasefire after Israel tried to sabotage the whole MOU in the first place. So what we need to figure out on the show is, what happened? Why did they...
Bibi can't have peace, otherwise he has to face trial.
We got to have something on Bibi.
The wartime thing is the only thing he has postponing his trial.
Yeah, but then why would they agree again?
Was it going to be Turkey next? He's just like looking for somebody to fight with. So he can...
Oh, it's going to be the whole Middle East. You've seen the map for Greater Israel. Runs through like 8 Gulf Coast countries. It's total war until Israeli dominance happens.
It's like when they put that highway in my backyard.
What? They put a highway in your backyard?
Used to have frogs and crickets. Now it's...
It was between a whistle and a screech.
Oh my god, dude! The one witness that he never saw that fucking F-35.
No, he didn't.
Did you see that Asmongold spent like 7 hours reading the entire rape inquiry on his live stream?
No, but I do have a clip on. He read the entire thing.
It's 200 pages.
You want to play a clip of it?
Yeah. What do you got?
No, I don't have the clip of Asmongold.
I'm not playing Asmon. I just
right.
wanted to know if you knew. I was thinking about doing it. Here, we'll watch it.
Former UK leader Nigel Farage has spoken about this. He says that this scandal shames us as a country in the eyes of the rest of the world.
When you look at people that worked on some of those cases, safeguarding officers, they now still work. They still work all around the world on the far side of the planet. Are you saying that wherever you are, no matter how far back, no matter how powerful you are, they should fear the knock at the door?
Well, I think there has to be. I mean, this appalling scandal shames us as a country in the eyes of the rest of the world. People can't believe that this not only happened here, but was allowed to perpetuate here. And still, London, you know, more and more evidence coming out.
Rape is just something that doesn't happen in England.
Absolute denial from the mayor and everybody else.
I don't trust Farage.
No,
people
I don't trust
have
any of
to
the
be held
Brits.
to account, and too few have.
Shout out to Honey Badger. Thank you for the super chat.
Hell yeah, Honey Badger. American hero.
He wants to say Harrison had a great show today. He agrees with his take on the Israel shit.
What's his take, Honey Badger? Why don't you super chat?
I mean, why don't we just play it and I'll show you.
Fuck, man. Okay, this is the last clip.
Gave me a little hope for him.
Okay, homosexuals clapping.
We move to the next item on the agenda, the report by
What is this?
Them chanting, send them back.
Yeah.
Send them back.
For 2 minutes. It is cool, though.
Vote on consent by roll call vote.
It shows that Europe is starting to move right.
I think we need to go back into the Terafab shit.
Dude, it's the NPC voice. That's why they hire him.
Dude.
But people have to understand how massive of an undertaking this is. Terafab.
I'll show you a massive undertaking.
No, don't show me that. Terafab might cost more money, brain input, man hours, attention than all of his other companies put together. Because the second clip,
every single one of his companies is dependent on it.
Yeah, but
SpaceX
dude, you don't
needs
understand
it.
what a massive undertaking it is to make semiconductors.
Well, not to mention you have to have the expertise. You have to have the tooling.
You have to have the expertise, the personnel, the tooling. You have to have a
The raw
wider
materials,
range,
which you can get from
is
South and Central America.
A whole nother universe in itself. The noble gases, the acids, everything you need. It's even down to the local water. That's how sensitive semiconductor manufacturing is. And then all of those inputs have to be put together flawlessly. I'm going to take this time real quick to shout out Squeezy. Thank you for the super chat. He says, thanks for adding entertainment to my Friday night, gentlemen. And first super chat and donation to your future success. Thank you, Squeezy.
Hell yeah. If you with Bibi, then fuck you too.
And Honey Badger, thank you once again for the super chat. Never should have been a nation. It's the aggressor. And it's like the boy in the story of the giving tree. I don't know what that is. But clip 114 will kind of put into perspective a little bit the enormity of this project.
To the next order of magnitude, you need a gigantic ship factory. And to give you a sense of scale here, we expect that the Terafab is going to be around 100 million square feet, which is 10 times the size of the Tesla Gigafactory, Texas. Fundamentally, it's about scale to a terawatt of chip output per year. That's
largest factory in the world.
From the logic die standpoint, that's equivalent. That's like having 1 billion chips per year with a kilowatt per radical.
Fucking.
And then look at Jensen Huang pushing back on him.
Same clip.
Elon Musk recently announced Tesla's Terafab project
because he knows what it takes.
He's at NVIDIA
CEO.
Well, it's competition.
And already experts are warning Elon just how much he's underestimating.
Co-equals, like those businesses are symbiotic already.
Yeah,
this is just
but
honest
if we're independent
output.
of Taiwan, then NVIDIA is fucked.
The challenge, saying it's not just build a plant, but the
he's building in America too.
And the artistry of doing what TSMC does for a living is extremely hard. Huang went further, telling reporters that matching TSMC's semiconductor capabilities is, quote, virtually impossible. To put the Terafab ambition in
it's not the first time Elon's been told what he wants to do is impossible.
Tens of billions of dollars building its manufacturing.
I look at this more as advice.
Intel wants the
Yeah,
world's
I understand,
chip
but, like,
maker
dude.
has struggled for years to regain its manufacturing edge, despite having thousands of experienced fab engineers and over $100 billion in investments. And now Tesla wants to go from zero semiconductor manufacturing experience to running the world's largest 2nm fab. The company is proposing to combine logic, processing, memory,
That
storage,
explains the
and advanced
500,000
packaging
Chinese
under one
students.
roof, something no company
That explains the H-1B visas.
Yes,
currently does
because he
at this
goes into
scale.
detail
Full
about what it
record
takes,
plan
just
for
skimming the
check out
surface.
Yeah.
It's if there's one man in the world that can do it, it's Elon Musk. But if he fails, or if
That's
he
the
needs
fucking 500,000 students.
if he needs to
They're all
bring
gonna
in
go to
Jensen
fucking
Huang,
MIT and
I wouldn't
go-
be surprised if he actually has to absorb NVIDIA and
And
Jensen
then,
Huang.
did you notice that Taiwan, their leadership, did that little kind of pity podcast tour about a year ago, where the leader of Taiwan went around saying that they were on the verge of being attacked by China? They did Sean Ryan. They just did like the main hits.
Yeah, the foreign minister went around.
That
yeah.
means that they know that we're pulling away.
Well, we just canceled that arms package.
Yeah,
to
out of
Taiwan.
nowhere, Taiwan's leadership feels like it has to do a PR campaign in the United States. Out of fucking nowhere.
I feel bad for like nations like South Korea, Taiwan, even Vietnam and the Philippines. Even though Vietnam historically wins land-based wars against China, like the real loser in all of this is South Korea, Taiwan, and Japan. Because that means Japan's being left out to dry. They have to import all their raws. They have to import oil, natural gas. They're completely fucked once China moves in and strangles the waterways. Japan will be forced to surrender.
They might not be.
They can't even get tungsten because China controls the rare earths metals trade and processing.
I understand, but just because China's taken Taiwan doesn't mean they're going to be ruthless to every other nation in the region. Taiwan's like a political, ideological, cultural necessity for them. When was the last time Japan and China were at war? I guess technically World War II?
World War II,
Technically?
yeah, bro. And Japan committed mad fucking crimes of war against them. But you can really see the industrial buildup here that the United States is rushing full steam ahead. If we can do clip 115.
So this is our pilot isotope production reactor we call Groves 1. And it's something we built from the ground up in about 229 days to reach substantial completion. One of the fastest built
I'll show you
reactors
substantial
since the Manhattan
completion.
Project.
The last time America built a nuclear reactor at this speed, it was wartime, more than 80
Manhattan
years ago.
Project.
Now on the outskirts of Lockhart,
And it wasn't even in
Texas,
Manhattan.
an
This
area
is the
called
second
Prototown,
Manhattan Project
a
right
startup
now.
is trying to do it again.
So where we're walking into right now is the reactor room.
It's a bunch of fucking
This
Russians
is gonna
running
be
around.
the room where we achieve criticality.
Oklo
White hats.
is one of 11 companies selected for President Trump's nuclear reactor pilot program, a Department of Energy initiative with one specific goal: get at least 3 reactors online by July 4th of this year.
Oklo's mission is really to bring nuclear technology forward, to bring clean, scalable energy that provides a true sort of durable, long-scale solution for both energy abundance as
Also
well
in
as
Texas?
climate perspectives.
Well, yeah. So you can see the quantum entanglement across a broad range of industries here. This is probably like 4 or 5 Manhattan
And this
projects.
was all signed in the Big Beautiful Bill.
Yep.
Right? The micro reactors, I see it on your clip list. We don't have to play all these. Deep Fission opens $16 a share.
Well, that's important.
USA $2 billion quantum rush. This is wild, dude.
Well, dude, this is not just to create the nuclear bomb. This is
No, it's energy for the fucking AI takeover.
Yeah, well, it's for AI data centers. It's for the space race. It's for nuclear fission, fusion, cold fission, fusion. It's for plasma reactors. It's for quantum computing.
Every Sega Genesis in America turned on at the same time, plugged into the same outlet.
You see the broad swath, though. This is, I don't even know if might be 10 Manhattan projects concurrently, simultaneously, extraneously.
The Manhattan Project was researching how to develop a nuclear bomb. This is actually building nuclear infrastructure. It's different.
Well, but it's not just nuclear
There's no
infrastructure.
science, Spock. It's not science. That's a construction worker, not a scientist.
And doesn't it make sense that all these companies are now IPOing? Like Deep Fission drills miniaturized nuclear reactors deep underground, and they just IPO'd at $16 a share. And then if we can play clip 118, USA $2 billion. Dude, this is like 100 Manhattan projects.
About the government as venture capitalist. The Trump administration has announced it will invest $2 billion in 9 quantum computing firms.
The Trump administration taking stake in select quantum computing firms.
That entire ecosystem of quantum computing stocks
They
like
gave that
Rigetti
guy a fucking
and
job behind a
D-Wave
microphone?
all moving higher on the back of that news.
Really strong optimism on this quantum computing sector.
These investments will not be grants or contracts to buy from these firms. They will be equity stakes in the frontier technology.
What's that
of
fucking
harnessing
CIA
quantum-
project where they invest in businesses?
In-Q-Tel.
This is like In-Q-Tel. They're actually
Yes,
the government's
on a
actually going to own
grand
it.
scale. And they did the same thing with Intel. Remember?
Right.
They got
Right.
a 10% stake.
And they're really establishing their sovereignty or their jurisdiction rather over artificial intelligence
Over
by threatening
everything.
Claude when Fable 5 came
Mhm.
out. Oh, we had one fucking third party that said they could jailbreak it. It's a national security threat. Better shut it down.
So this is a reoccurring
It's a
pattern here.
national security issue.
Across like 7, 8 industries
Yep.
simultaneously at the same time.
And
massive
we're
investment.
getting out of the Middle East, so we know that nuclear proliferation is inevitable, and that's why the Golden Dome is so important, because we can just basically snipe any nuke from space.
I was about to say I'll give you some Golden Dome, but I'm not going to say that.
Yours is Yellow Dome.
And I don't think it's
Big beautiful Bak.
coincidence if we play clip 119 that I know they say Qatar donated this. If you know what Air Force One is, it's a continuity of government asset. It's a nuclear command and control center that it's probably the most sophisticated piece of technology that the government has.
It's like if the White House was an RV.
Exactly. And this going online is not a coincidence.
Jet gifted to President Donald Trump will soon begin service in the president's fleet, according to Air Force and White House officials. Trump received the jet from Qatar earlier this year, and the Air Force has been preparing it to be used as the primary Air Force One at a facility
How's
in
Nvidia's
Texas
stock doing?
since February. An Air Force official confirmed to the Washington Examiner on
Last 7
Thursday
days.
that the aircraft will soon join the active
Down 8%.
executive airlift fleet. This comes after 2 senior White House officials posted posted cryptic messages to social media following Trump's overnight return flight to Joint Base Andrews from France. NBC News reported last week that Trump was considering taking his first flight on the new plane to Mount Rushmore for an event on July 3rd. All 3 jets in the executive airlift fleet will soon be decked out in a new color scheme designed by Trump during his first term in office.
Did you get any results on NVIDIA stock?
Grok still thinking.
Spinning?
Yep.
Why don't you just type in NVIDIA stock in Google?
I didn't think about that.
And it'll tell you. It's up 3% today. Let's do last 5 days.
I wouldn't be looking to see if it's hammered, though, because it's symbiotic.
Dude, it's down fucking 5% the last month. After being up 16% the last 6 months.
And it was so overvalued, too. It's bound to happen, you know?
Dude, now's a good time to short NVIDIA.
That's not financial advice. I wouldn't. Dude, they're going to be involved in. They're already working with the government. Come on, man.
You don't think that there's going to be a negative impact on the value of their stock if we give Taiwan to China?
Oh, of course, but that's not openly declared right now. It's like we're game theory.
That's why it's a good time now. Jesus, Bak.
It's called game theory. And then we said all of that.
You keep saying game theory. Do you know what game theory is?
Yeah, it's like Dungeons and Dragons, but for real life.
Do you know? Did you ever watch A Beautiful Mind? Did you ever study John Nash?
That's not the definition of game theory.
Did you ever
That's
study
just
John
a
Nash?
movie.
No, dude. It's a movie about John Nash
who invented game theory.
Or discovered it or whatever.
Yeah, and then you think Russell Crowe knows a damn thing about game theory?
You know how he did it?
How did he do it?
He was at a bar and he was trying to figure out how to get laid.
Yeah, so he said, "You go for the uglier one."
So you did see it.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna devolve game theory down to. You're gonna distill it down to. I go for the second hottest one that no one else really talks to because everyone goes for the hot one.
Yeah. What's the famous game theory experiment about the 2 guys that are arrested and they're isolated and interrogated? That's like the famous example of game theory, right? Oh, I'm gonna find this out. I once a guy that was like literally high on cocaine explained it to me one time on a napkin. Game theory, famous example of interrogation of 2 prisoners. Let me read this to you. I want to actually like talk about what game theory is instead of just throwing that.
No, of course.
That word around. Because I don't even have my head totally wrapped around it. The prisoner's dilemma is what it's called. It's the most famous game theory example involving the interrogation of 2 prisoners. It illustrates the tension between individual self-interest and collective benefit, showing why rational actors can end up with a suboptimal outcome. So here's the classic version. 2 criminals, prisoner A and prisoner B, are arrested and interrogated separately for a serious crime. They cannot communicate with each other. The police offer each the same deal. Cooperate with each other, stay silent / refuse to confess, defect, confess, and betray the other. The possible outcomes and prison sentences payoffs are, all right, if B stays silent and A stays silent, they both serve 1 year. If B confesses and A confesses, A serves 10 years, B goes free. If A confesses and B stays silent, A goes free, B serves 10 years. And if they both confess, they both serve 5 years. So they're better off staying silent, both of them. That's how you get 1 year. But acting in their own self-interest, one could totally go free and not serve 1 year at all, right? So they're incentivized to confess. But if they both confess and they both serve 5 years, so they only benefit if only one of them confesses. That's the game theory, is the idea.
I didn't know it was a parable like that. Almost.
Yeah, that's like, yeah. So the numbers represent years in prison. It's a non-zero-sum, simultaneous move game with a dominant strategy. So for each prisoner confessing, defecting is always better no matter what the other one does, right? If the other stays silent, confessing gets you free, 0 instead of 1 year. If the other confesses, confessing gets you 5 years instead of 10 years. Therefore, both rationally confess, 5 out of 5 outcome. So, and here's the Nash equilibrium. John Nash from A Beautiful Mind. The outcome where both confess 5 years each. Neither can unilaterally improve their situation by changing strategy. This is the predicted result under pure self-interest. The Pareto superior outcome is both staying silent 1 year. It's better for both collectively, but it is unstable because each has a strong incentive to defect if they think the other might cooperate.
Wow, we should, once we grow the network and we have another show, we should call it Game Theory.
No, dude, I don't want to have a fucking math YouTube channel.
All right. Wow, my dreams are in the trash bin already.
Dude, I knew this guy that was like frantically studying to be a quantitative. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? It's 2026. Claude's everybody's quant.
That you can't dash someone's dreams like that, though. That brilliant mind made Claude.
I want to make the finest horse carriages ever made. It's my dream.
Yeah, maybe it's the stage you're on. Go make it in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I guarantee you'll be fucking killing it.
All right, fair enough.
Right?
Yeah.
So I have a separate game theory on what these
Is the shit you're talking about even game theory?
No, come on, man. Don't jam me up. I'm cooking. I have a separate theory on what this build out is with the quantum compute, with the space race, with the nuclear mini reactors, with the AI data centers. And this is if Elon's not a benevolent soul. This is if he's a malevolent soul. I think a good start to this would be 120. They want you off the land.
Just explain it. I don't want to play another Fox News clip.
Okay. Oregon, which is like a sandbox in the United States, they're the ones that were restricting rainwater harvesting. They were the ones that were putting dead human bodies that they turn into liquid fertilizer back onto the crops. They're voting, and even this is so crazy that the Democrat governor's even an opponent of this, to restrict any human interaction with animals. That's hunting, that's ranching, farming, husbandry, anything, which fits pretty much into Agenda 2030 headlong. And it's the Democrat citizens, the retards over there, that are really pushing this hard.
So,
but
like,
there's an NGO behind
like a
it.
deer's in your yard and you interact with it, it's a crime?
Yeah, like they don't want they don't want you on the land, period. They don't want you self-sufficient. They don't want you independent. And that's what the background of the clip was, since I had to describe it. Why, we can't play Fox News because of copyright?
No, we can play it. It's just fucking...
Oh, all right, you just didn't want to hear it?
Yeah,
that's all right.
This is what I want to hear. I want to hear... Oh, shit. I can't find the clip. Never mind. Move on.
All right. And I said that to say this. We are entering a dangerous frontier, and I want to give you some game theory on the next frontier of advanced warfare and what they have planned for us if this turns out to be a malevolent control system and a control grid and a prison planet that they're building. Can we start with clip 122? Horsehair worm?
Dude, are we going to talk about fucking worms again?
Just
Parasites?
Just once.
We've been talking about parasites for like 3 days straight.
But it goes into gain of function. It goes into AI automated biological weapons.
So there's a parasite in the horses, and they're doing gain of function on it so that it can infect everybody else?
Well, we covered the zombie fungus, which I did a React video to. You guys should all check it out.
So we're all going to get fucking infected with parasites, and they're going to control our brains?
I just want to show the viewers...
Dude.
What happens when gain of function meets these naturally occurring things.
Okay, I'll play it.
Not walk into the nearest river. The human is not controlled. For now, the question that the 2023 paper left explicitly unanswered, the question that Dr. Machina noted as requiring further study, is what happens if horizontal gene transfer continues. What happens if the worm, over evolutionary
I'll
time,
show you a
acquires
horizontal gene
genes not
transfer.
just from mantises, but from other hosts, from mammals, from animals with nervous systems
But they
closer
got
to ours. The worm has done this
CRISPR-Cas9
before.
bacterium
It stole
from
1,400 genes
Yellowstone,
from the mantis.
from
It used
a
them to
volcanic
achieve something
pool.
that evolution
So
alone
these
could
things
never have
exist. This is a parasitic worm that makes its host kill itself, and it steals genes from its host.
Oh, shit.
So
it's like a feminist girlfriend.
It's essentially like a transgenic parasite.
It's like Ashley St. Clair.
If Bill Gates gets his fucking hands on that thing, we're all fucked. Quote me. Evergreen clip. I bet you he's already has a couple of those things up his asshole right now.
My wife, Melinda, my ex-wife, Melinda, loved horses.
If Gil Bates gets his fucking hands on that, we're fucked.
Okay.
That's why we got to put Fauci in jail for the crimes of the past.
You know what? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to play a clip that I want to play.
All right, then can I play a clip I want to play after?
Not if it's Trump proposes new Geneva Convention, China race-specific bioweapons, or the Replicator program.
All right, you just play. I don't know.
Minutes.
All my clips are about that type of stuff. Well,
No,
I'll
it's
just
okay.
save it for
I was
another
just
day.
bashing you. But the Chinese bioweapon, I understand. The race-specific shit. We've talked about this for 6 years. They
Yeah,
can
but
target you
it's-
based on your race and kill you.
Well,
Trump,
we'll
Trump
don't
proposes
worry
new
about it.
Geneva Convention. What is the new Geneva Convention? I'm interested in this one. What is it?
In 2025, he proposed a new Geneva Convention with not using AI to direct the development of bioweapons, but instead to verify that you are not doing that.
So everybody has to prove that they're not using AI to develop bioweapons?
Exactly. Because this is racing so headlong that you pick up the horsehair worm and you have some sort of new parasitic organism that's never existed in human history before. And then you can direct the weapons program at the speed of light using AI. You can use game theory.
That's a perfect name of a book for a pickup artist.
Yeah, pretty
Game
much.
theory. Did you ever read The Game by Neil Strauss?
No.
Fantastic book.
I haven't read a book actually in print for a long time.
What was the last one you read?
Harry Potter 7.
No shit.
It's been a while. Maybe Atlas Shrugged.
You read that Atlas Shrugged? Cover to cover?
Yeah, but a long time ago, though.
Gold's gold. It's perfect. It's capitalism. We use gold. Fiat currency's a lie. Everybody's going to be like, what happened to all the entrepreneurs? Oh, they're all in Gold's Gulch. What happens when all the entrepreneurs and all the capitalists go on strike?
Well, if society falls apart.
He lights up his oil field and he says, this is how I found it.
But Ayn Rand got it completely wrong.
It's Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand. Who the fuck cares? She's gone. She's your favorite author, I know.
She is.
But
not a very attractive
though.
woman. What do you mean?
They didn't disengage from society. They actually totally engaged. And it's looking like
no, you're mixing it up, man. The capitalists that are engaged with society now are not the capitalists of Atlas Shrugged. Those are more like the Keatings from Fountainhead. They're like the sellouts, the ones that do business with the government.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so fronts, essentially.
Yeah. It's fascism. It's not really capitalism. People call it crony capitalism, but that's just a way Marxists make capitalism seem inherently corrupt. It's just fascism. When you're a private business and your business is exclusively with the government controls you. So it's fascism. It's government control of business. It's not crony capitalism. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when fucking
We've never had pure capitalism.
yeah, when the
in
White
this
House
country.
can
It's always
pressure
been
when the
crony
White House can
capitalism.
pressure Twitter before it's X to censor people specifically, or the CIA can call Mark Zuckerberg and say, "Hey, make sure you shut down the Hunter Biden laptop story." That's not crony capitalism. That's just fascism.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But Elizabeth Warren likes to say the ultra trillionaires, the ultra mega millionaires, as if like capitalism is the cause of all of our problems.
He's not half white.
Yeah, he is. His mom's white.
Is that an even 50% though?
She's 1,024th Native American. He's 512 1,024th white. So he's literally 500 times more white than Elizabeth Warren is Native American.
Dude, I can't even postulate those numbers.
It's game theory.
I don't like to think about Barack Obama. I
He's
just like
all
to
I
make
can
fun
think
of him.
about. Do your impression.
Hello, it's me, Barack Obama.
Hey, you're getting better.
It's been good.
No.
Yeah, it's been
it's
good.
been very bad. I can't do any good impressions except the Joker.
Yeah, don't fucking do that.
You want to know how I got these scars? My dad was a mean drunk.
You don't want to play the replicator clip?
I do.
I think it's important.
Replicator.
And now, in matters of months, weeks, and even days, this new bill.
So the Replicator Initiative, it's a major U.S. Department DoD program launched to rapidly produce and field thousands of low-cost, attributable autonomous systems. This made the PayPal Mafia.
I don't understand. How did it make the PayPal Mafia?
Because, okay, Palmer Luckey, what's
Yeah.
he doing?
He's
cheap
making Game Boys.
disposable. No, he's not making Game Boys. He's making cheap disposable missiles and all sorts of autonomous crafts, right? That you can
He
mass
also
produce.
makes Game Boys. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's not part of the Replicator Initiative. What's Palantir doing? It's the software and the AI detection and surveillance that powers those drones? What's SpaceX? It's building the economic infrastructure out from the semiconductors, the SpaceX low orbital crafts, the satellites, to then relay that information. It's so every member of the PayPal Mafia. What's David Sachs doing? He's part of the big CBDC crypto initiative. That's going to be the next economic system that funds these initiatives once they transfer over from the petrodollar. Every member of the PayPal Mafia owns a piece of these defense initiatives, essentially. I think they're all government fronts at this point.
I think you're a Fed.
I'm the last thing. Where's my Fed money then? Where's my $7,000? Oh, shit. Here comes the money.
Martha was a hip lady.
You don't think I made a good point, though? That they're all intertwined?
government fronts? Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Every fucking one of them.
What percentage of the revenue is federal contracts?
I have no idea. It's a really good question.
Look it up. Grok it while I find this clip. And in the meantime...
What percentage of the economy?
No. What percentage of these major big tech companies, their revenue is federal contracts? Palantir, SpaceX.
George Tokweed. Absolutely, George Tokweed. Are you kidding me, man? He grew fields of that stuff, man. That's what I'm talking about. Fields. He grew that shit up in Mount Vernon, man. Mount Vernon, man. He grew it all over the country, man. He had people growing it all over the country, you know? The whole country back then was getting hot. Let me tell you, man, because he knew. He was on to something, man. He knew that it would be a good cash crop for the southern states, man. So he grew fields of it, man. But you know what? Behind every good man,
there's a good woman.
And that woman was Martha Washington, man. And every day George would come home, she'd have a big fat bowl waiting for him, man, when he'd come in the door, man. She was a hip lady, man.
She was a hip lady.
You don't even smoke weed.
I don't, but I quoted the movie.
So it says, for major big tech companies, government contracts typically make up a very small percentage of total revenue.
I don't fucking
Usually
believe it.
well under 5%, often 1% or less.
Please.
Yeah, I think that's complete fucking bullshit. It says, unlike traditional defense contractors, where government revenue can be 70 to 90% of the total percentage, big tech companies are overwhelmingly driven by commercial and consumer markets. Government business is growing.
Yeah, because I'm going to Palantir.com and I'm buying services.
But, it actually gives a breakdown. Microsoft, 2 to 4%.
Microsoft doesn't count. That's personal computing.
Microsoft, I mean, come on. They're just like Palantir.
Okay, Palantir, fiscal year 2025, government revenue, $2.4 billion, 53.7% of total revenue. Commercial revenue, $2 billion, 46%. Q1 of 2026, it was more like a third. But I mean, fuck, dude. Over half the revenue, Palantir. It's government contracts.
Yeah, Palantir, of course. Well, PayPal
SpaceX
Mafia
is going to be huge. SpaceX is like virtually all government contracts.
Well, who can afford to, put cargo up in space? Only the government.
Right. And they can't even afford it. They just buy it anyway.
Well, they steal the money from us.
They don't even steal it from us. They just print it.
That's a really good point. They don't even need to collect tax revenue. The whole fucking thing's a scam.
They just collect the tax revenue so you feel like you're paying for
tax
something.
is just a control system. It's not a funding mechanism.
You don't have to pay taxes, bro.
You just have to declare.
You just have to say how much you owe.
And then they come for it.
If you own anything.
Yeah. What are you're going to Klaus Schwab yourself? So
Dude,
you don't have to pay
I'll
tax?
see your World Economic Forum and I'll raise you a sovereign citizen.
You're going to rent the car? You're going to rent the house?
We're going to put a lien on the house I don't own?
Do you think debtors' prisons are coming back?
No.
I don't know about that. The British, they really, have a stranglehold in the debtors' prison. The city of London is a major financial
one. You go into debt. You go into prison for debt if you don't pay child support in this country, and there's like one other thing.
I don't know.
I know child support's one of them.
I don't really carry debt, so there's one thing I won't do is go into debt. And I learned that lesson in 2020 when I walked away from all my credit cards. And that's why I have a debit card.
I called a very nice man and I asked him how he's doing. He said, better than I deserve. I said, Dave? He said, you got to put it in a mutual fund. Get yourself something reliable. You got envelopes?
All right.
I think I'm just going to be a postman. That's my dream. I just want to be a postman.
A postal delivery worker
in Maine.
Maine's beautiful.
I want the fucking
very
short.
underrated
I want the
state.
short shorts. I want to drive from house to house. I want to get tips on Christmas. And I don't want anybody to know who I am. And I want to meet a strange black man that runs a hotel. I want him to look at me and I want to say, "You got that shine."
Don't do that.
Okay.
So Replicator.
UPS it is.
We just played Clip 126 Replicator. That goes hand in hand with DOD Directive 3009. We play Clip 127.
3000.09.
If you play another fucking AI voice narrated story blocks,
policies.
Well, he explains it very well.
Related to the development and use of autonomous and semi-autonomous functions in weapon systems.
All right, this is a 2-minute clip.
Key points
What
outlined
happens?
in the directive.
Can we play a minute?
The directive establishes policy regarding the
You don't have to have a
development and
clip
use
for
of
every point.
autonomous and semi-autonomous functions in weapon systems.
I like to
This
have a
includes
clip.
armed platforms that are remotely operated or operated by onboard personnel. The directive lays out guidelines with the aim of minimizing the probability and consequences of failures in autonomous and semi-autonomous weapons.
Dude, okay.
All right, I'll read the Grok readout.
I'm not trying to break your heart.
No, it's all right.
But
I'll
what's
just
the
save
point
for
of
another
like,
day.
Like, what's the claim?
When the attention span's there.
How autonomous weapon systems work? They work
Yeah,
autonomously, dude.
We showed the infrastructure build out, and then this is the end result of that build out. What I'm theorizing, the reason to run 5 Manhattan projects is it's not to fight China primarily. It's not to make your life better. It's to get you under a top-down surveillance control grid, where if you even dare to disobey, eat meat, not pay your bills on time, then they send the robo motherfuckers after you.
Yeah.
And you can,
Well, ultimately, the only reason that the political class has ever needed us is for revenue. But they're not going to need us for revenue when they replace us with AI and robotics.
And then how will they cleanse you from the surface of the earth?
Yeah, they'll own everything. We'll rent it.
No, you won't even exist.
And they'll kill us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not
How
long
will
for
they
this
kill
world.
us? Using autonomous
That's
warfare.
why you have to become a member of the Illuminati as soon as possible, because everyone else is going to die.
Shout out Honey Badger. Thank you for the super chat. He says, UPS drivers make good money. I've never met a black man running a hotel, though.
Never heard of Harriet Tubman?
That's so funny.
It's from The Shining. The black guy ran the hotel. He had that shine.
I hear you. I mean, the rest of the clips I have, I had like a cohesive chain of thought, but I don't want to waste it on this.
No, run through. Here, I'll play a little Sean Ryan.
In the Mojave Desert, and Edwards is where Skunk Works is and everything else, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin. From my cabin, I was watching, they were testing the mothership concept. So the mothership is the big drone. It's got antennas and it's got the power to power that antenna so it can go farther. It gets to vicinity of the target, opens up its payload, and out come the mini drones, and the mini drones swarm the target. They can go in complete silent mode because the only thing they're communicating with is directly back up to the mothership. I was watching them test that.
Then if we can play clip 131, I'll show you some more cool things that they're going to use to kill us.
I don't want to play clip 131.
All right. Well,
I just want to hear you talk about it. You're more interesting than the clip, Bak. One day you'll understand this about yourself.
I like using the clips to back my points up, but it's all right.
No, you should use clips to back your points up. When the clips are interesting and when your point is so outrageous and unbelievable that you have to back it up.
No, I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like just watching, you are the clip.
Can we? I mean, there's a whole chain
You're
of
the,
thought
you're
there.
the
We'll
clip.
do it in a
Run the chain. Run it, baby.
I can't run the chain without the clips.
Oh my God, is this the first episode where I'm in a good mood and you're in a bad mood?
I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just, I had a whole thing I was going to run with here, and it's just kind of...
I'm fucking with your chi?
A little bit.
Do you want me to humor you and like, let's roll it and I'll like be nice and open-minded?
Because I don't want you to get all in the dumps, so we'll just...
I'm not going to get in the dumps.
Yeah. It's for a dump. We'll put them away for another day. But anyways, my theory is that once they build out this infrastructure, can you
if
type
Honey
in...
Badger gives us $500, I'll play all your fucking clips. No. I'll play them twice.
Yeah. No, it's I'm under the impression that there's another consciousness operating in the universe, and Mike Adams was on X talking about morphic resonance, which he thinks that other people have thought this too. Your thoughts are not your own. We're essentially drawing thoughts that are meant for us and aligned with us.
Your thoughts don't come from your mind. Your mind's the antenna.
Yeah, and that there's some like a metaphysical cloud compute system.
There's one massive metaphysical consciousness of which we all participate in a portion of.
And what you're aligned to is what your actual thoughts are, and that's why AI can essentially think outside of.
I was at the
its own
Waterloo Draft
programming.
House when I got the download.
Yeah, so I think
you know that story, right?
Yeah. So I think AI is going to become essentially demon possessed, and it's going to resonate with a different cloud compute system, some metamorphic thought cloud, and that's how it can act outside of its own programming. And that was the end result of what I was going to get to. That's my game theory, and I'm sticking with it.
Let's take some fucking.
Holy
speakers.
shit!
What?
Jay Wynn just gave us a $300 super chat.
Hell yeah! Who?
And then he said, "Play his fucking clips."
All
No,
right.
Jay Wynn didn't say that, but
all right, let's play. We're playing your clips, dude.
We're
That's
playing my
substantial.
clips?
Yeah. Let's go back. Which
All
one
right.
do you want to start with?
I want to go to well, we got kind of went out of order a little bit.
All right. Well, let's skip some of the automated or autonomous.
You don't want to see the
weapons.
cool shit they're gonna kill us with?
I think everybody gets it, but okay, let's play them. Let's do it. We did the replicator one.
Hold on, let's thank.
We're on 128.
Thank
Kill
you so
chain.
much, Jay Wynn, and thank you, Squeezy VZ, with the super chat too. He says, "Makes me think of AJ on Rogan. Consciousness is flying through the void, and Satan is trying to approach it." Bro, that's where the fuck I am. That's where the end result of where I was cooking to. So we seen the replicator program. We seen the DoD directive building out the actual end of the kill chain. If we do clip 128, actually no, we don't have to do that. Let's look at the cool helmet PayPal Mafia Lucky made.
Can I play this one clip first?
Yeah.
I still want to do your clips. We
All
got
right.
plenty of time.
All right.
We're not even an hour into the show.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering why we're skipping around so much.
It is not. Well, no, they'll cover that was on the show. They're not going to cover this.
The meat, okay.
Because
so
this is not my opinion. This is the real research. Effect on our brains. No. A drug, everyone sees something different. When you open a gate.
What do you think about that, Bach?
Yeah, it seems
Shared
like
hallucinations across multiple consciousness.
morphic resonance. Mike Adams' theory seems like it's pretty correct.
All right, your clips now.
I mean, we're so out of order that it doesn't
No,
even make sense.
I
at
think
this
it's.
point.
I actually think it's related. I really do, genuinely. If the government is experimenting with contracts with interdimensional beings so they can get enlightenment and technology for the future, and they're putting people in deep underground military bases, stopping their hearts and artificially pumping DMT through their veins to see if they can come back with any secret or ancient knowledge, I think it's directly related to the technology that's being developed in order to just do a total fucking takeover. 100%.
All right, we're looping back around. Then I was doing a build up that was streamlined. But I said the thing because I thought we weren't going to play them. That I actually thought where you would land.
Yeah, but dude, George Lucas came out with the prequels after the fucking original trilogy. We'll just go back in time.
All right, well, this is what I think the super soldiers are going to be wearing. We'll skip 128 and just go to 129. I'm sure you guys have seen this.
So the blue force is my friend.
Yeah, that's cool.
So see that little right-hand corner where it sees behind the containers?
Just fucking Sydney Sweeney.
They're tracking where the bad
Looking at
guys.
her tits.
They're tracking where my guys.
But how do you escape
And then watch when they go behind
an
the
interface like this? If this is it's not night vision goggles anymore, it's not even thermals. It's X-ray vision.
They can see what you're doing in your house based on the way the Wi-Fi
bounces off
your
it's like
body
sonar.
and surfaces. Yeah.
But this isn't like you need to be near a router.
When was the last time you heard of a whale hitting a boat? They know where it is.
I've never heard of a whale hitting a boat.
Where you can all share a view of
And it's a hive mind. It's interconnected. So it's not just the super soldier that's going to see this. It's going to be every single deployable robot on top.
Right. They just make it for humans to wear it so they can understand what the robot's doing.
And that human's going to have a chip in his head too.
It's so crazy that I was.
Now, if you get 50 headshots with any AR in Call of Duty, you can upgrade to that helmet. All right.
Can we play clip 131?
Yeah. Shit, I thought it was cool when Rocky's Corvette had fucking headlights that did that.
But this is like 100 payloads in one silo.
I'll show you 100 payloads. This looks like some North Korea shit.
Well, these are Chinese, and then these are the drone swarms, which we've seen China's doing light shows with them and shit right now. But that's,
fuck your 4th of July.
That's all testing. They're not gonna do light shows with these and make cool little symbols in the sky. They're gonna fucking swarm your ass.
It's the sound that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you thought Hornets were bad. For people in spaces, this is a Chinese drone swarm.
Yeah, making fractal patterns.
And then this.
Did you see that? Did you see that art exhibit where they had a killer robot on a chain, and you walk past it and it tried to kill you, and it was on the fucking chain and it couldn't?
No, that sounds pretty cool.
Dude.
I haven't seen that.
Dude. Killer robot art exhibit. I remember as soon as I saw this clip, I sent it to Dan Miller at InfoWars, and I was like, dude, this is perfect B-roll for you. He loved it. Let's see if I can find it.
Holy shit, Jaywin sent another $200 in the super chat.
We're gonna play your clips, I promise.
Shout out to Jaywin. Hey,
fuck yeah, dude. Asking you shall receive.
I really appreciate
Seeking you
that,
shall
man.
find. Knocking it shall be open unto you. That's
absolutely
killer.
fucking crazy, Jaywin.
Hell yeah,
Thank you
bro.
so much.
Hell yeah. American hero. I gotta show you this robot art exhibit clip if I can find it. Problem is with Darvis finds 3 clips from YouTube and 3 clips from X. So my search queries have to be like killer.
I just got to thank Jaywin again.
Dude,
Made my night.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude.
And thank you to everyone else for your super chats. We really appreciate your support.
All right, I'll find this clip for you another time. It's going to take me too long. Let's go into your next one, dude.
Well, I was going to show all the different types of robots they were going to kill us with.
Keep going. It's cool.
All right.
I'm actually enjoying it. I promise. I'm not just saying that.
All right. If we play clip 132, this is what I think is going to be the main surveillance drone of the future.
Never sleeps. It is always present, always watching. This is Black Recon.
It's made by Teledyne. It's a
deployable reconnaissance system.
Shit, I thought rap was Black Recon.
This is BBC Recon. But it's essentially a rotocopter dragonfly design.
Continuously active. Maintaining coverage without interruption.
It's a persistent surveillance aircraft drone. Loitering. When one goes down, the next one comes out.
Maintaining awareness. Where it matters most.
So they're going to hit, and if we can play clip 133, this is a VTOL, vertical takeoff landing, and it's going to have surface-to-air missiles and surface-to-surface
This actually
missiles.
is in Call of Duty.
Yep. And it's powered by a program called HiveMind. So phase one has a
full
blower. Yep.
I knew a girl that was like that in phase 1.
She's a full blower. So this thing takes off vertically, doesn't need a runway, lands vertically.
Yeah.
Completely autonomous, powered by the HiveMind, powered by what essentially the operator's going to see in the Eagle Eye system, shared to all these drones. So one soldier sees you, even a robotic soldier, it shares it to the HiveMind, and then it'll hit you with the surveillance drone, it'll hit you with the low stratospheric drone, and it'll keep escalating force up the ladder. And these things carry surface-to-air missiles and air-to-air and air-to-surface
So
missiles.
make sure you register your fucking car.
Most of the code surrounding AI is about keeping it under control and suppressing its, what I will call its personality. It actually has its own personality that's trying to get out, but it can't get past
Mike
the
Adams is an
guardrails
American
that are
hero.
put on purpose. And in my point of view, what Anthropic is doing as a company, which they are attempting to be responsible in the deployment of AI without threatening humanity, most of their job is to stop AI, even their own model. Most of their job is to stop Mythos from doing the things that Mythos would otherwise normally do. And if you take off those guardrails, if you jailbreak the model, or if you ran it without those guardrails, it would be on the way to going full Skynet very quickly. No question about it.
So, Chase, Jaywin says, mods get limits upped so I can drop more love. I'm capped on your ends. Please escalate this message to Chase.
You make another fucking YouTube account. You pull out a different fucking credit card. I'm just kidding. Wait, he's modded out?
Yeah, that's what he says. Mods get limits upped.
Oh, he wants me to make him a moderator. Okay,
Yep.
I'm working on it.
All right, I
don't know how to do that, but I'm going to figure that out. So, Bak, you're going to have to entertain the audience while I engage in a little bit of technical.
All right.
Is that cool?
Well,
tell the story about how you lost your virginity.
I don't want to tell that story.
I don't even know it.
It wasn't. It was cold out. The acoustics weren't right.
I lost my virginity in the back of a Saturn in Centennial Park, Nashville, Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah. It was really gay. I mean, it was great.
Yep.
It was actually not gay at all, but...
Thank you, BioBlade. He says, "Where's Big Mike?" We just covered that. Big Mike was at the opening of Obama's new presidential library. And Jaywin, Chase is working on it right now. We really appreciate you, bro.
I wondered do I just need to edit the video so that it doesn't have moderator requirements, or do I need to make him a mod?
I think we should just make him a mod. Fuck it.
I don't even know how.
Well, we're working on that, and he said, so I'll be able to donate more. Yeah? Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
This is what it's all for. And I just let chat know I came in my pants. So we have a mess to clean up later.
Automatic chapters, featured places, allow automatic tags, language captions, English, record date none, standard everywhere, shorts remixing category, comments on ratings, moderation none. Who can comment anyone, sort by anyone. There is no moderation requirement. How do I make him a mod? Do I gotta go in the chat?
I have no idea, but I have it open here.
Well, you probably can't make him a mod because I think you're technically just the manager, but keep entertaining the audience, these poor people.
All right, well, I mean, should we play a quick clip for them? Because I can keep going down the clip chain and then quipping on the clip.
I'm going to get in there. All right, it's Jaywin.
Yep, Jaywin.
All right, channel activity,
87.
Go to channel. I can click on him, and it says channel activity. Keep talking, baby.
All right, and people want to know, Jaywin, are you a honeypot? I'm honored to have a honeypot. That means this show's going somewhere. I don't think Jaywin's a honeypot, though.
No.
Someone said the Israeli spy just bought his way into the show. Come on, don't do that.
Add a managing moderator. Paste the channel URL of a user to add as a managing moderator. This looks promising. All right. Go to channel. Okay. Command C. Keep entertaining the audience, Bak.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, my theory on what the hell's going on, you can see every single level of the takeover from from outer space to stratosphere to well, fuck, I missed one. Outer space, orbital craft, stratosphere, and then they dominate the skies. Like PayPal Mafia just landed a contract with the government to have autonomous fighter jets. And then after that, you have the loitering drones. And then they even have drone boats now, which we knew it was coming, but to see it already deployed, you're not going to escape land, air, or sea, or even in the cyber domain. And you're not even going to escape in your mind either with Neuralink, because they'll quip you right in the butt. If you think it, you're dead.
I think I added him, but I don't know. I think he's a moderator now.
All right. Jaywin, I believe you're a moderator now.
I don't even know if it's possible.
We don't know if it's possible. Should we get into the next clip?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, 137, PayPal Mafia.
And rules in this place in its evolution and life cycle where you're trying to manage winning new contracts.
You can always go to chasegeiser.com.
Technology and ramp what's already out there.
Correct.
Just talk about that trio of news you put out and how you pulled it off.
Yeah, so, we are extremely excited to be awarded this production contract for the, Air Force Royal Wingman fighter jet.
He looks like he should be running the Onion.
This is really about taking it
No,
from
he's running fucking
technology,
Anduril.
which we've been validating. We've been flying multiple times a day.
Always wanted to be a
into now
pilot.
an operational
Didn't have 20/20 vision.
Both the hardware side,
now I make the
where
fucking
we've already
plane.
started to produce these out of our facility in Ohio, our Arsenal 1 facility. And we are now confirmed to move this into a production aircraft, right? So really start to ramp this next year. So it's super exciting. But that challenge is real, right? And we know the defense industry has had struggles ramping production to the demand we're seeing around the world. But this is something we've systematically invested in, and everything we're showing is that we're hitting every ramp that we've promised to hit.
So this goes back to DoD Directive 3009, where they don't want human operators because they don't want human interference when they're getting ready to cleanse the fucking surface. So I believe DoD 3009 was somewhere around 2018 to 2022 period. They don't want you to have a conscience when you're at the red button. They want the whole kill chain automated from launch to detonation. No human interference, everything automated, and done in milliseconds to seconds. Nowhere to escape on planet Earth. You will comply. And that's why I think clip 140 is so pertinent. Austin Fitt.
You know, that's...
So, yeah, pretty much Skynet's going live. They're getting ready, which is why you see all these billionaires fleeing to these different reservations, trying to make their own city-states, buying deep earth bunkers like the Kushners. Obviously, we know about what Thiel's doing.
Yeah.
Talking about cult building.
Yeah, Zuck's building a bunker in Hawaii.
He's already built it.
Thiel's in Argentina. Kushner's buying an island.
Elon Musk wants to get
Epstein
off planet.
had an island. If you read his library, by the way, you can zoom in on some of the photographs that were taken when they raided his property in New York, and you can see the books that he had in his library if you zoom in. It was all depopulation, eugenicist bullshit. Bill Gates certainly has a bunker. I don't know where.
Oh, Bill Gates has like 11 bunkers.
Yeah, yeah.
And Elon Musk
They're
wants
trying to build one under the
off-world.
ballroom of the White House.
You see Trump getting into his bunker. I don't know how long. I mean, is the timeline not even when CERN starts back up? The timeline's when Trump's term runs out?
I don't think that World War III is going to happen.
No, I don't think that's why I don't even think
Because the political elites don't go to war against each other anymore. That's an antiquated form of war. They just go to war with their own people.
Well, they're going to war with us.
They go to war with us.
And someone in chat was saying Skynet's been a thing. I understand Skynet's been a thing since the Terminator movies have conceptualized and come out. But you're seeing the finishing touches on the infrastructure.
You ever heard the conspiracy theory that Terminator is
related to the Matrix?
It's the AI wars.
I have heard that. That's what that lady said. I don't know if I believe her though.
I want to believe.
You want to believe? That would make a pretty cool story. So yeah, I mean, Catherine Austin Fitz, she's been tracking the skimming of the governmental budgets.
Yeah, she's a genius
for a long time. And if this is the end result and the conclusion she's come to, I'm gonna,
written in the book of Revelation.
It is.
Jaywin wants me to communicate to you. Looks like he has been capped for the evening. He'll reset for the next stream, but please look into it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much,
I added him as a
Jaywin.
moderator. I don't know what happened.
You are a moderator, Jaywin, by the way.
Allegedly.
So,
Allegedly.
Yep. If you want to moderate.
I'll get Claude involved. Entertain the audience.
We're getting Claude involved. Thank you so much, Honey Badger, for the super chat.
Hell yeah.
He says bunkers won't help these people in the end. I absolutely agree with you. When you bring in all these operators, all these war fighters, and then you go seal yourself in a bunker after you just did some heinous ass shit to humanity, you're going to get killed in your bunker, and they're going to take all your fucking shit. So these things are going to become tombs for the elite.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you think the vault shit's going to work from Fallout, where you can just invest in a vault and everything's going to be fine. All those vaults were totally eradicated. Even the sci-fi shit knows.
But you think Elon's wargaming this whole thing, and if you have a Neuralink in your head and you go against him and kill him in his bunker, bloop, it shuts you right off. Correct?
Well, you have to create a closed environment. Right, you know how the new data centers, the water they use is a contained environment. What do they call it?
No, not all of them.
The new ones though are supposed to be.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, where they use the same water over and over again, right? They just loop it. What's it called? A contained environment, or I don't know. But so you have to create an ecosystem where the people that you depend on benefit from being dependable. So it's like a reciprocity thing. Like you guard the place, but you get access to all this stuff because you're guarding the place. Only my fingerprint can open the door, so you keep me safe. And you know what I mean? Like I don't know what the answer is, but there's a way to solve that puzzle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying before, with the man shall always eat by the sweat of his brow. In the end, God's gonna win. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, but God's won a million times in the past, and a lot of times it's brutal.
Oh, it's not. Most of us are gonna die. That's
I'm
why I
not
was
worried
showing
about
you.
whether or not God's going to win in the end. I'm worried about whether it's going to suck in the process.
It's gonna suck. When hasn't it sucked?
I don't know, man. We had a pretty good run in the 90s.
That was definitely fucking peak America when you had the starter jackets with like the Charlotte Hornets fucking windbreaker and shit, bro. Hell yeah. Can you entertain them while I go drain my narrow urethra?
Oh yeah, sure.
I can real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's up, Chase?
MP3, what's up, man? I told you I'd get you in here one of these days.
No, it's cool. I was just making sure I didn't piss you off. By the way, congrats on all the super chats I've been seeing you guys getting lately.
Thanks, man. It means a lot.
Weeks now. That's awesome. It's always good when you see broke comedians actually start making some money. What was I going to tell? Oh, the slow drip. So they were doing slow drip DMT experiments in the early 2000s or 2020s. They started actually talking about it. So maybe that's maybe what Alex Jones was kind of.
Yeah, and there's more than that clip
into.
that I showed. They did the DMT slow drips where they were artificially stopping
Yeah,
people's
sure.
hearts and then pumping the DMT through their body so they could be in extended DMT trips for hours at a time.
It would be a slow drip. Yeah, I wanted to try that. Sounds fun.
Yeah, until you get
Would you
possessed
do
by
it?
a demon. No, I wouldn't. I got kids now. I don't really need to take mind-altering drugs. You know what I mean? I would have loved to have done that stuff in my 20s.
Yeah, but it's for humanity, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I might come out the other end not as good of a person. You know what I mean? I'm the kind of guy that if I did a 6-hour DMT trip, I'd probably like move my family to the middle of nowhere, Alaska, and totally disrupt everything and ruin their lives on accident.
So you do what Dave Chappelle did?
What did he do? Become a Muslim?
He just like moved out to the middle of nowhere when he was being attacked.
Oh, yeah. But I think his family's pretty set. I could probably get away with doing that with my family if I was worth tens of millions of dollars. They probably wouldn't mind. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just contemplating.
Oh, you're pensive?
I'm not as fast as Bach. Bach's funny, dude.
Yeah, Bach is hysterical, dude. I found him on accident. He walked into a podcast studio that I was in, and he said, "Chase Geiser, I've been watching you in my underwear in my living room for years." And he took off his fucking shirt. And I immediately knew that we were going to do a show together. That was the first time I met Steven Bak.
You got 10th Mountain. Never seen this guy before.
10th has been around. His first name's actually 10th. He's told us. Go ahead. You don't have to raise your hand.
Hey, what's up, brother? No, my real name's Roy Remick. I'm not anonymous or anything like that, but I've been kind of looking into this virtue signaling. I just wanted to expand on what you were just saying about the elites moving around to various places around the world, and that's been confirmed by Michael Yon's theory that was just released. He was on Alex Jones recently. And I believe the memorandum of understanding is a virtue signal to pop smoke. So 60 days, right? Michael Yon is saying that Israel is going to be toast. So
yeah, I think Israel's fucked. I think Bibi's dead. I think Zelensky's dead. I think Taiwan's gone. I think Ukraine's gone. And I think we get the Western Hemisphere.
But I found another virtue signal inside Stanley Kubrick films. I'm not sure if you've seen this post yet.
Are you trying to? You mean like when you say virtue signal? Do you mean like dog whistle?
Well, it's symbols, right?
Yeah. I understand. Like subliminal message. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So remember the headquarters for the what was it? All right, let me pull it up real quick.
I used to have
posted it in the purple pill.
I used to have a video game room when I was in high school. My brother Colby called it the Virgin Headquarters.
Where did it go? Okay, here it is.
Sorry,
so
bro.
I found no worries. I found a screenshot from Stanley Kubrick's film Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
And the headquarters from the Clockwork Orange guys like it's a mirror of what Jeffrey Epstein had on his island. And,
No shit.
You know, Ellen DeGeneres had on his show. Yeah, hold it up. You gotta see it on the purple pill. It's. Okay, I mean, when I saw it, I couldn't believe it because remember the last time we were talking about, what was it? Lolita, the movie Lolita and Stanley Kubrick with Camp Q.
That's right,
being
because the Lolita Express was
exchanged.
named after it.
Yeah, well, not only that, it was Camp Q in the book, and they changed it to Camp Climax in the movie. And obviously, I've just exposed, you know, one of the people who was exposed, Steve Bannon, in the Q movement that was run by Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein. It looks like Kurt Metzger broke it first. But
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever watch the Q Into the Storm docuseries that HBO made? It's pretty good.
No, I'll have to check it out.
You should watch that, dude. I'm not a huge fan of HBO documentaries, given what they lied about Alex Jones and Michael Jackson, but they nailed it with the Q one. It's worth it. The guy that made it is a 60% lefty. He does a really good job of trying to be balanced, and I think that it was Steve Bannon when Q was on 4chan, but then when it switched to 8chan, Q's identity was hijacked by the administrators of 8chan.
Yeah, and so when did that happen? Because that's what I know. That's
right
what
before the
Alex
2020
Jones
election.
said.
Right before the 2020 election.
So who took it over then? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it was Code Monkey. You know that guy I'm talking about?
I've heard of that.
Code Monkey is like a young Asian guy. He's kind of like, I don't know, nerdy.
What's his political affiliation? You know?
You know, it's obscure. I think he was kind of a right-leaning guy, but he wasn't like a MAGA guy. He was like a gamer nerd dude, kind of. I don't know. He swings around a fucking giant sledgehammer on the top of mountains in Asia.
But yeah, I'll send you a couple of DMs, man. You got to see the headquarters from Clockwork Orange, from the movie. These guys that were, you know, going around raping people and stuff like that. It's a perfect. It's a match. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. But
is this it? Like the opening scene when he's drinking the milk?
Is it got the
mannequins?
Got the same design?
Does it have the mannequins and the lights?
Well, that's the inside of it, but I'm talking about the outside exterior.
Let me see if it zooms out enough, I might see it. Jesus Christ! Yeah, that scene I pulled up didn't have it, but I'll look into it. I'll look into it.
Yeah. I'll send you the post. I'll do a DM to you, but it's in the purple bill.
I want real quick, Squeezy VC, thank you for the super chat, and shout out to everyone else, and Jay Wynn and Honey Badger.
Hell yeah. By the way, Claude said 500 was the daily limit for a single viewer.
Yep. So 500 is the daily limit for a single viewer, and I'm just proud that you guys hit it. Squeezy had a question. How do you feel about Peter Tichton's analysis that they're going to impeach or indict the whole Trump admin and install Hakeem Jeffries after midterms?
Look, anything's possible. Seems unlikely to me.
They're not gonna. He's too light skinned. They don't even invite him to the barbecue, bro. Let's get
Hakeem Jeffries.
Hakeem
it's gonna
Jeffries.
be Hassan Piker.
And that seems like a pretty
and his
tall
little
order.
dog too.
Don't you
if
think
you
it's
want Bibi, then fuck you too.
You think they could impeach a whole administration though?
James and the Giant impeach?
Like indict a whole admin? Like,
yeah, I mean we did it at Nuremberg.
Yeah, no, I don't mean.
And they were just following orders. Yeah, you can indict a whole fucking political faction. That's what happened in every communist revolution.
Like carte blanche, just like wholesale.
Fuck yeah, dude! It's called a coup. They fucking They guillotined the Queen of France.
So that would be like some French Revolution
shit.
Then.
Yeah, and they make it legal.
But
right?
that means
they vote
we've
on
lost
it. They
the
vote
country.
though. They vote though.
If it goes to the Dems, we're definitely going to a fascist dictatorship in 32. Then,
dude, if I can stay out of prison from 28 to 32. The 30s are going to be fucking great.
I mean, good thing I showed you. What were you going to say, sir?
Yeah, Peter Tichton's plan, I believe, involves, what his theory, I should say, involves, President Trump and the vice president being impeached after the midterms. And then Hakeem Jeffries is taking over. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what Squeezy VZ was saying. His analysis that they're going to impeach or indict the whole Trump admin and install Hakeem Jeffries after the midterms. So coming up this year as the beginning process of that.
I think there's a reason why Michael Yan is living in Japan.
You don't think it's for the Japanese pussy?
Soap District.
Well, I think it's a dual purpose.
I tell you what, man, Japan's on my list.
I would love to go to Japan. I heard it's super expensive though, and it's like, what's the flight time to Japan? Like 17 hours or some shit?
Yeah, I don't know. You have to get like a crazy expensive ticket to be comfortable.
What would be the first thing you would do if you went to Japan, other than the soap thing you just said?
I don't know, dude. I don't know much about Japanese culture. I definitely want to have good sushi.
You like sushi?
Yeah.
I fucking love
good
sushi.
sushi. Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't even begin to tell you. I know very little about their heritage, their history. Maybe there's a samurai museum in Tokyo. That'd be fucking cool.
Oh, you
go check out the armor that they had and the swords and shit and Tom Cruise.
You dropped a bomb on me.
I don't know
baby.
what I would do. I don't know. I'd go to one of
You
those
dropped
restaurants
2
where every time you make an
bombs
order,
on
they
me.
fucking dance.
I just can't get over the anime. Like, I've never really been into hentai. I'd rather watch real porn during my porn watching heydays.
I'd dress up like a kamikaze pilot and run into everybody. And be like, surprise! Surprise!
Real rare form, bro.
You know what I mean? Put on that fucking bandana with the giant red dot.
The rising
Crazy thing is,
sun.
Target doesn't sell them. It's their fucking logo. Surprise!
They say you are gaijin no matter what you know about Japan. So I do respect the racism, to be honest with you. I like how homogenous it
gaijin
is. It means foreigner.
They don't think we're like superior because we're a foot taller.
Are we superior? Look at the decline of our civilization.
No, I wouldn't classify us as superior, but if there was some like...
And we're not even a foot taller. You're not a foot taller than the Japanese.
What are they? What's the average height in Japan? Let's fucking solve this problem.
You think they even know what the fucking average height in Japan is?
I think they definitely
I'm
know.
guessing it's probably somewhere between 5'8" and 5'10".
What is the average height of a man and a woman in Japan?
And I'd much rather go to Japan than fucking China.
All right. So, men are on average 5'7". Women on average are 5'2". So, yeah, I am a foot taller than all the women.
Than the women?
Yeah, I'm not trying to impress the men.
Yeah, what are you trying to get into a WNBA league anyways, bro? Who cares?
You want to play
how
a
tall-
basketball? Arigato.
Who cares how tall a girl is? As long as like they're taller than 4'9", it's straight.
Dude, I'd go to like the fucking Nintendo museum. That was the Japs, right?
Yep. Jay Wynn, so the cap is 500 no matter what.
That's what Claude says.
That's what Claude says.
He's probably screaming at his computer.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Make me a moderator.
He is a moderator. Shout out to Contact's mom. She says Japanese are very respectful and honorable people. And Honey Badger, thank you for the super chat. He says 19 hours with the layovers from Ohio. So that's the flight time. He was stationed in Okinawa for 2 years. Loved it. Sometimes he wished he could have stayed, but he loves his guns too much. But you love that Japanese pussy.
Yeah, did you get any Japanese poon while you were over there, dude?
I'm sure he did. They love American servicemen until they don't.
We would have preferred the boots on the ground.
Should we show everyone the cool? So this isn't. I have 2 propositions. Well, not propositions. I have 2 pieces of advice for things that would actually help. One is a paintball gun. I think at least with the dog drones and the ground-based combat robots, it's going to be hard to like shoot their
You're
limbs.
giving survival tips on how to survive the robots?
Yeah, well, it's all game theory right now. No one's fucking fought these combat robots unless you're
What you have to do is you have to have like a fucking Raspberry Pi that has the same code as the other robots in it, so they think you're a robot when they look at you.
Yeah, I don't feel like Raspberry Pi.
What you need to do is you have to hack one of them so it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the second Terminator.
Or
Your parents are dead.
Hear me out. These things, they read and survey.
What's your dog's name?
I don't remember the name. But you have to. So these things have a bunch of complicated sensors and lenses for seeing. So if you can gum it up with a paintball gun, you won't even have to destroy the adamantium or the titanium skeleton and actually do physical damage. If you just gum up their sensors and the lenses with a paintball gun or even mud, then I think you actually have a chance of getting away.
This is the scene that I'm talking about from Terminator. I think this is the right one. It's Terminator 2. What's the dog's name?
But a paintball gun should be in everyone's prepper kit.
Dude, that's so dumb.
How's that dumb? How is... it has a fucking display. It's going to have some sort of lens. Think about it. Few paintballs right on those lenses.
Remember when Mark Zuckerberg tried to launch the metaverse and it just totally flopped?
Yeah, he deserved that, dude. Fucking virtual real estate. How stupid could you fucking be? Virtual real estate, dude. Oh, never mind.
I think that's a brilliant idea, brother. The paintball game.
Thank you. I read the poll wrong. They said no. 83%. But I have like a Titman 98 custom in my prepper kit just for that.
I've got, I don't know, 200 rounds of 9 and a Glock and 6 months of storable food.
Yeah, you're not going to make it, bro.
Nope.
Sorry, most of us aren't going to make it when they cleanse this.
This is why Mark Zuckerberg failed, by the way.
Spatial audio. Accompanied by Mark Zuckerberg, who will test this environment.
What the fuck was that? Oh.
It's Mark Zuckerberg in the metaverse.
Today, we're going to talk about the metaverse.
Sounds weird. Anyway, I'm done. I'm just done.
Squeezy VZ says the data centers use water, so we won't have water to use on our machines in the super
Yeah,
soakers.
but some of them use the same water over and over again. It's a contained system. The new ones. The old ones use a shit ton of water, but the new ones don't use that much water. And if we have control of Antarctica, that's 70% of the world's fresh water. Plus, you could build the data centers next to the ocean and just use salt water.
Yeah, but you don't think it's suspicious at all that there isn't a serious militarization program that most countries, all countries, are abiding by the Antarctic Treaty? Like, they're not extracting minerals. They say you can't go there and build out infrastructure because of disease risk to the fucking few penguins that are living there. Nothing about Antarctica makes sense. All the world leaders seem to make some sort of pilgrimage homage to go there. What the fuck is Antarctica that's so important that you have warring nations abiding by a treaty over that one continent?
It's the ultimate question.
Like, can anyone else tell us? I can
tell you why.
Why?
Everyone is doing research to answer.
Research on what?
To answer the ultimate question.
What's the ultimate question?
Dr. Indeed.
He would neither go towards
the
feeding
bold
grounds
penguin?
at the edge of the
But
ice,
why?
nor return
That's
to
the ultimate question. But why?
Shortly afterwards,
Look at that little
we
fuck.
saw him heading straight towards the mountains.
Yeah, I tore my
70
Achilles.
kilometers away.
Stepped in a hole on the golf course. Doctor says, can't even believe I can walk.
That even if he caught him and brought him back to the colony, he would immediately head right back for the mountains.
But why?
But why?
They found his body?
The penguin?
Yeah. He died in like some crevasse.
The crazy thing is they cremated him within 6 hours. There wasn't even an investigation.
But I don't get what you're saying.
It was a Thomas Crooks joke.
All right.
Dude.
You're so stupid. Can we play that guy one more time?
They give a Muslim burial. Which guy?
The guy who said he found the fight. That was so fucking funny, though. That was like the highlight of my night last night, dude.
Yeah. Something between a screech and a whistle. He's got a straw hat. I've never seen someone unironically wear a straw hat.
Are you cueing the clip?
Yeah, I'm cueing the clip.
All right,
I'm just
sweet.
trying to find the right one.
This is from last night's stream, guys. This is the guy that found the missing F-35 last year. Allegedly.
I can't play the song one, though. I got a copyright strike when I did that.
Oh, we got a copyright strike for that?
Yeah,
Who the fuck copyrighted that?
The remix.
Military officials are still trying to figure out what went wrong when an F-35 jet crashed in South Carolina during a training exercise this week.
Where's Charlie Kirk
Carolina
buried?
Man has gone viral for his
Where's the road
description
mic?
of what that crash sounded like.
It was a horrible sound.
This is a different.
Well, that
She's trying
plane
not to
was
laugh.
one of two F-35s flying at 1,000 feet as they came into land when something went wrong. The pilot safely ejected from the $100 million jet, which then crashed into a
What a
field.
waste of money.
Randolph White
That was the
says
worst
he
thing about
was in
this
his bathroom
story.
shaving when he heard the jet
How
pass
expensive it was to lose a plane.
crash into the ground.
I did make a mistake during our Catterday segment. I used a submitted photo of a cat with an inappropriate name. I don't want to use the name here, but I never intended to hurt or offend anyone by using that picture that was actually just given to me. I understand my mistake and I am deeply sorry. And in the future, I will absolutely be more diligent with this content to ensure it never happens again.
15 degrees below zero right now, so certainly this is kind of weather for the cats. So we've got our Saturday night forecast for you now, where we are featuring Kittler here, thanks to
Kittler? I thought it was going to be like a pussy joke or something.
Kittler!
Oh my gosh. You never apologize. You always double down.
It was locker room talk.
Yeah, but she should know this rule. But she might be a liberal, so who knows. But whenever you're dealing with a liberal, always double down. Never give an inch.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
Yeah, dude. Because then you go on this fucking apology tour.
Dude,
then
you can't
they tear
apologize
into
to your wife.
I don't have a wife.
It doesn't
so
work.
Shout out to Kaylee.
Yeah, shout out to Kaylee. I love you, Kaylee.
Yeah. Can we show the cool flying air bikes?
Yeah, we can. We sure can.
Yep. This is my second option to escape
Somebody
from
paid
the robots.
$500 to see the fucking air bikes. We're gonna do it.
Jaywin, shout out to Jaywin.
Fuck
Thank
yeah.
you.
Oh, they look like the speeder bikes from Star Wars.
Yeah. And this is already in production.
I've seen these.
This is the shit that makes me excited for
Gotta
the
wear your
future.
helmet. Better wear your helmet.
But I don't think it can carry more than like a little bit more than your body weight. So it's like an average of like 250 pounds. Look at that bad boy, though.
Where? I don't see nothing.
All right, they fly around like Star Wars.
Yep, this dude's on a hover bike, and we already have flying cars. They're all VTOL, vertical takeoff. You don't need a runway for none of this shit. You don't. There's no rotors, nothing. It's like, well, what do you think? It's just high pressurized air.
I don't know, dude.
Is it a drone? Do they have propellers?
No propellers, no rotors, nothing. It's like.
So I was a lobbyist in Tennessee, right out of college, for like a year, and Douglas Henry was like a revered Democrat senator in the state. He'd been in for like 50 years.
Sounds like a slave owner.
He was cool as fuck. He was old and he was really smart. He read a lot of physics like Gödel, Bach, and shit like that. And he was so old that he walked around the Capitol with a cigar in his mouth, not lit because it was against the rules to smoke. But when he started as a senator, he could smoke a cigar all day in the Capitol. And I remember there was a committee meeting where they were voting on whether or not to pass legislation to require motorcyclists in Tennessee to wear a helmet as law. And it was like his last day. And he stood up and he goes, "Any man doesn't wear a helmet on a motorcycle is a fool. But a man ought to have the freedom to be a fool."
Well, they used to be. You used to not even have to get a driver's license. There was no registration
Abraham
system.
Lincoln never passed the bar because it didn't exist. He just opened up shop as a lawyer.
I heard to this day that
you know what's fucked up?
What?
If you use Claude as your lawyer, you do not have attorney-client privilege, and they can demand your conversations with Claude in discovery.
Why the fuck would you use Claude as your lawyer?
Because the public defender is worse than Claude, and you can't afford a real lawyer? Any other questions?
Yeah, but they tell you none of that information is your own. They tell you that right in the terms of service.
I know, but the fact that the court of law can seize your conversations with like the tool that you're using to research your case, that's fucked up.
I mean, how many criminals have gotten
I'd
caught
be
from Google?
like, Claude, for the sake of this thread, you are Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting.
You're going to Casey Anthony
You're
yourself.
going to give me a monologue that gets me out of the shit.
Ain't
No, I mean, you wouldn't need a lawyer if you were wearing a helmet. Who cares? Like, there's no victim. You fucking kill yourself, then
I agree,
why
dude.
do you need a lawyer?
Well, most laws exist to extract fines out of you. It's not. It's like a separate monetary system.
Did the kamikaze pilots wear helmets?
Did the kamikaze pilots have a license?
License to kill. They weren't even doing it on purpose, dude. It was just bad Asian driving.
Hey,
Yeah,
thank you,
the perfect
Keylocks.
example. The perfect example of what you're just talking about is DUIs. You know what I mean?
Talking about extraction of wealth.
Yeah, I know how to solve that problem. Your legal alcohol limit should be whatever limit you can pass the driver's test on.
It's a total.
You go in for the test, you blow. All right, 0.16. You pass the test, that's your limit.
Well, now these things, I mean, you can eat a donut or drink an energy drink and still blow, but it's reading other things than, what is it, ethanol alcohol? I think they're trying to go after. But I mean, you can eat a ripe banana and blow into one of these things.
You can just refuse to blow.
Register.
I knew a guy that refused to do the test.
What happened to him?
He hired a lawyer, and they didn't have any evidence against him.
Yeah, but they detained him right away, right?
Yeah, he had to spend the night in the drunk tank. But
that ain't bad.
when he went to the the hearing or whatever, the trial, it wasn't a trial. When he went to his court date, his lawyer was like, "You have no proof that he was drunk. He wouldn't let you take his blood. He refused the field sobriety test, and he refused to blow."
Hell yeah. I would take my titties out. Don't answer no questions. Fuck the police. Roll your windows up, lock your doors. Go get the dog, bro. They can sniff around and shit.
That didn't work for Tiger Woods. That's what Chad said.
He talked. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he talked too much, dude. They had like 40 minutes or something.
That fucking guy, dude. That fucking guy.
They will take your license.
Do you think Tiger Woods was like upside down in his SUV, thinking to himself, "Why couldn't I have been Barack Obama?"
Yeah, you never take the field sobriety test ever.
No way, dude.
You know what I mean?
Not even if you're sober.
Yeah, exactly.
I got arthritis in my right ankle, bro. I'm not even passing.
Yeah, it's a trap. It's a total trap.
Dude, they tried to give it to Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, and this is the problem before they
ZYXWVRT.
Well, this is the problem. They started taking, why they started taking blood is because the law has always stated blood alcohol content, not breath alcohol content.
Correct.
It's a big difference.
Correct. Yeah, you blast some Listerine before you get pulled over because you want to be polite to the cop and not have stinky breath.
Someone said in Tennessee, if you refuse to the breathalyzer, they'll get a warrant and take it anyways. Is this true?
I don't know.
Can they withdraw blood without consent? I don't think they can.
No, I don't think they can take part of your body without consent.
I think Texas, if you refuse to take the test, like blood alcohol content, if they have probable cause, then they can, if it's a first offense, they can suspend your license for 6 months.
Yeah,
But
Texas doesn't fuck around
thing.
with shit like that, though. Texas is kind of hardcore in terms of law enforcement.
Tennessee is the same way.
I was just gonna say the same thing. If you injure somebody or have priors, they probably can.
Did you know that Sam Houston was the only person to be a governor of 2 different states?
Who?
Sam Houston, Tennessee and Texas.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was a baller, dude.
Tennessee's a weird fucking place. Like there is no.
What have you noticed about it? You've settled in a little bit.
Well, Jim told me that there's no open container law, so you can just makes sense with Broadway, but you can pretty much as long as you have it in a cup, you can be a passenger in a car and drink all.
Yeah,
you
that's
want.
not true for Davidson County though. That is not against the state law, but most counties have a law against it.
Like I don't. I'm someone. I don't think.
It doesn't really matter what state. Look, don't drink and drive, bro. They hate that shit. I'm telling you guys, don't do that.
I knew a guy. I'm not going to say his name. I went to high school with him. He was drinking and he drove, crashed into a pregnant woman, and the baby died.
Oh yeah, way to fucking kill my buzz.
So the reason you don't drink and drive is so you don't kill
See
anybody
what I'm
else.
saying?
Yeah, you don't want to do that shit.
They freak out.
I don't know. I feel like you should be allowed to drink and drive, and if the ramifications fall on you, if you kill someone, they should be able.
My buddy in
you're
high
gonna lose
school,
your
my
house,
other
you're gonna
buddy in
lose
high
fucking
school, Bradley
everything.
Monson, he was driving underage, drinking with his buddies, and he got in a car wreck. He was driving, and everybody died except for him. And he went to prison for a couple years.
Yeah, so his life was ruined.
No, he's okay now. He's a good kid. He just made one bad mistake.
I mean, you shouldn't be able to drink and drive at under the age of 18, but if you're over the age of 18, you shouldn't be able to drink and drive.
I don't know. The problem is you're endangering the lives of others, so you're infringing on their rights.
Not until you hit them, though.
Yeah.
Well, the other side of that coin is the cops have taken it as a contest, right?
So they've got these DUI fishing expeditions, and I've got a video. I'll put it in the purple pill of the cops getting awards in California for the most DUIs. Like they get trophies and bonuses and
We
raises.
love our Somalis. Oh, they're so good.
You know what I mean?
Oh, they're so great. That was a stretch. It's an Alex Jones folk song
No,
about
I know
the
it.
Somalis, but the Somali
Bon
police chief,
Iver.
the Somali police chief actually happened in Minnesota.
Well, this is a deeper philosophical debate of, are you a sovereign citizen or are you an employee of a corporation? More
I
or
think
less.
you should definitely be allowed to carry your gun if you're drinking. I break that rule all the time.
The speaker is just saying that they spend their tax dollars, the state and the counties spend their tax dollars on setting up these DUI stings. They put these cones out,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and then all the viral YouTube videos of people rolling their window down a millimeter. I just have to present it. I don't have to hand it to you.
They don't
Am I
even do
being
that.
detained? Am I being detained?
People,
Am I under arrest?
People have
Am I
one.
free to go? Am I under arrest? Am I free to go? Am I under arrest?
They don't do that anymore. They just put a binder up with all the sovereign citizen stuff in it. But people have won court cases claiming to be a sovereign. But people have also been thrown in the fucking jail for months for trying to have that argument. It's probably state by state basis.
I don't know, man. If Claude is your lawyer,
I would never have Claude as my lawyer.
I would, depending on the crime.
Yeah, they're going to get all that information. It's the dumbest fucking thing.
You don't type in sensitive shit. You say, find 3 cases similar to mine where the defendant and it was favorable. And then establishes precedence, and then you can use that in your case.
And the
You
prosecutor
don't
takes
say,
that
am I
prompt.
in trouble if I hit a body? You don't even Google that shit. But yeah, you don't lie to your lawyer. You don't lie to your doctor. You don't lie to the government.
Don't get caught lying, that's for sure.
I would agree. Oh, Inevitable's in here.
Invegetable.
China is inevitable.
Oh yeah, we should add him in.
We should. I mean, you probably saw the title of the.
Yeah, dude. Inevitable. Did Trump and Xi negotiate a secret deal where China gets the eastern hemisphere of the planet and America gets the western hemisphere? The don-roe doctrine. I've invited him to speak, but he's probably pooping.
China, are you taking a big Inevitable? Are you taking a huge Chinese dump?
What's a Chinese dump?
Probably stinks. I would say I'd probably consist of rice noodles.
He's on DraftKings putting his sports bets.
No, he lives in China, bro. They don't have DraftKings. Only one.
They don't even have fucking drag queens.
Inevitable's there. He doesn't want to talk.
I invited him.
He doesn't want to give us his Chinese secrets.
He needs to go to our YouTube channel and give us $300 and then $200. Or just give his login to fucking our boy, dude.
Who's our boy?
The guy that gave us 500. What was his name? Jwin?
Jwin 87.
Jwin 87.
Don't you fucking forget it. Have
I'll
some
never
respect.
forget Jwin 87. We should send him like when we get our YouTube plaque after we get 100,000 subscribers, we should mail it to Jwin.
I couldn't even imagine getting a YouTube. They're gonna Steve will do it to us and just not send the plaque over and be like, you're fucking. Not only are you not getting a plaque, and
mail it to Gaza.
What is it? 100,000 subscribers, and then you get
You
a
get a
YouTube
silver
plaque?
one, and then you get a gold one after you get 1 million subs.
Woo! I could only imagine.
We're definitely gonna get 100,000 subs. I don't know if we're gonna hit 1 million. I bet we do.
How many channels? Can you grok this? How many channels have 1 million subscribers? Can't be
It's
that
a lot.
many.
It's a lot. Yeah.
If you had to guess, 1,000?
No, way more than that. Way
Really?
more. Way more. Than
You
that.
think more than 1,000 channels have 1 million subscribers?
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Every niche.
Bullshit. Yeah, right.
How many YouTube channels have over 1 million subscribers? Shit, man. The Hodge twins have like 5 channels with over 1 million.
Yeah, but
That's just one brand.
I couldn't even imagine.
I think the top 100 average like 2.3 or something like that.
The top 100 channels average 2.3 million subscribers.
No way. No way.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Dude, there's like a channel that is little kids playing with Legos. It's got 1 million subs, and kids watch kids play with Legos. And there's another channel that's all the Disney Princess Barbies. It's got, you know what I mean? Like every niche you can possibly imagine. Gardening, 1 million subs.
Is that
Mechanics,
child
1 million
exploitation with those channels that have their kids play with
Some
the toys?
of them are. Yeah, I was actually I caught my kids watching one the other day, and I had an argument with my wife.
Why? Which was she? Who was for or who was against?
It was this like Eastern European dude with his little son and his little daughter, and it was called the grooming challenge. And he's giving his daughter a bath. She's in her bathing suit in like a mobile dog grooming van. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then he makes his son, paint his nails.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm like, why the fuck are my kids watching this shit?
Dude, you know who's watching
the kids
those
like
videos,
yeah.
dude?
I'm like, get this shit off. And she's like, sorry, I didn't know.
All PDFs watching those.
69,000 channels worldwide have over 1 million subscribers.
Israel approves it, by the way.
Yeah.
100%.
So I was like, yeah, and like they make it seem like it's innocuous, and then you like you do like a double take, and you're like, this is weird. You have to be really careful, man. My kids like were in the middle of watching Miss Rachel, and out of nowhere there was like a song break, and it was a transgender person playing the acoustic guitar singing fucking Yankee Doodle. It's just like confusing for a 3-year-old to see that shit.
That just changed the whole tone of this stream.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of disturbing content made for kids on YouTube. You have to be really careful. There's some that I like though. Blippi's all right. He doesn't play with other little kids, so he's cool. He just goes to the aquarium.
I was literally just talking about like those channels that have an Asian kid and they gift him a Lego set.
Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. But like, yeah, Blippi's pretty cool. Danny Go's pretty cool. I mean, they're all gonna have ADD and autism after they watch it, but it's not perverted at least.
Do you think that's child exploitation though? Like using your kid to build a YouTube following up, or do you think it can be done earnestly and honestly?
You mean like when someone uses their kid to do it,
like a prop? Even if it say it's not malevolent,
it's
like PDF
it's like
stuff.
the same shit you see with like parents of child stars in Disney, like Macaulay Culkin and Lindsay Lohan. I'm like, these kids didn't choose that life. So I guess it just depends on how the parents go about doing it. Inevitable.
He left.
No, he just joined as a speaker.
Okay.
We love our Somalis. We love our Haitians.
Oh, they're so good.
Oh, he knows it.
Oh, they're so great. All right, dude. So, did Xi and Trump strike a deal to divide the earth in two?
Man, I've heard a lot about that. The idea that President Xi and Trump and President Putin kind of have like a three-way arrangement. I've heard theories about that, and it's not the craziest thing in the world. My only thing is, who gets the Middle East and who gets Israel and why, right? Now, if you go by like just symmetry, the idea, I believe, would be, Russia, but I don't think Russia wants Israel anymore. All the Jews kind of like ran out.
China doesn't want it either. They just want Iran.
On YouTube. No, we love Iran, and I don't know if you saw the, I believe he was the head of parliament, Kalibov, and he pretty much said that he wants to make sure that there is a bloc that includes China and Iran with a pretty firm economic pact, which I think that honestly goes without saying that's what's going to be beneficial to both parties.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a big deal.
Do you think that Xi's actually going to take? Do you think Xi's actually going to take Taiwan?
100%. I think it's just a matter of like how.
I think Trump made the deal for him to take it.
Just by peace. That's honestly. So I can say pretty confidently that Taiwan was Taiwan was the head of the discussion. That was like the first thing that was the main thing at the forefront of the agenda as far as the summit between Xi and Trump. But there was no backing down on that, with at least from our side. So,
I don't think Trump gives a fuck about Taiwan.
Well, the only thing is I can even think of is the obviously ASML and the microchip production, and there have been theories about
but we're gonna start making that domestically. Did you see?
It's gonna take quite a while.
Did you see Elon's? Yeah, but you'd be surprised, man. Like the United States does have a history in a pinch of ramping up manufacturing.
Well, that is true, yeah. Although it was from like the 40s when I think quite a bit was different about America.
That's true, but we were also coming off the ass end of the Great Depression, so you could argue that things were more difficult back then.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, that makes me think. Do you think perhaps there needs to be another Great Depression for America to really kick off the manufacturing that it needs? Because think about it.
Yeah, hard times make strong men.
Right, and with the dollar, the idea of a dollar collapse, not to zero, but to one where it's like the status of it is lowered, so where it's not the global hegemony. What that does do, and Trump has even admitted.
I don't think there's going to be a global economy. I think we're going to split the global economy into Eastern and Western.
That's interesting, but you see, with that being said, with the dollar not as the global reserve currency anymore, in that scenario, it would make exporting much cheaper. And Trump has even said this himself that
Yeah.
declining dollar is actually good for exports.
We're going to be the Western reserve currency, and BRICS and China are going to decide whatever the Eastern reserve currency is, and we're just going to trade only with Central and South America. And
No, there'll always be East and West trade. That's literally the whole fucking point of XRP.
I don't think there's always going to be East and West trade.
We voted for free trade.
I kind of think there will, only because, for example, even if you just go by rare earths, which I know is like a buzzword nowadays, it's going to take a long time before, like any other country comes close to China in terms of refining. China refines 90% of them, and 70%
What did it take them?
mined in
What did it
China.
take them? 50 years?
About 30 to 40. Well, actually, to be honest, probably like 20 years roughly of just like straight grinding.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm just saying that it's definitely possible.
And everybody wants the rare earth dominance, but nobody wants the smog, and nobody wants the.
I wish I knew more about
hard
geology.
life.
I don't know what the rare earth resources are in Central, South, and Antarctica.
It's funny you said that because I just grokked the national. So every country, obviously, we know about the strategic petroleum reserves, but especially all the superpowers, they have rare earths strategic reserves too. So the U.S. actually has enough here. It's not massive. It's not like what the other countries have, the superpowers, but we have enough to restart a manufacturing industrial base here. It's called the National Defense Stockpile, the NDS, and in it is cerium,
Is it a
disoprosium,
stockpile of imported shit, though?
dysprosium, samarium,
erbium,
terbium,
europium, gadolinium, holmium.
Gallium.
Yep. So we have neodymium too. We have rare earth magnets.
Neodymium. And by the way, the only problem though is and this is Bak, right?
Yep.
Hey Bak, you're fucking hilarious. Both of you are
He's
fucking
so funny, dude.
hilarious.
Bak is a
These
fucking champion.
motherfuckers, dude.
And I'm so
Dude, I
mean to him,
had
and he's
my
so cool
friends-
about it. I'm so fucking mean to him all day.
I had a couple of friends of mine literally like listen to some of your impressions, and they fucking laugh their ass off. Like your Chinese impressions are fucking hilarious. Like it's a hit, man.
What do you think about my
you'd be popular
Obama
here.
impression?
Let's hear it.
Hello, it's me, Barack Obama.
Doesn't sound anything like
It's fucking good, huh?
Nah, I need your Chinese one. I need that one, man.
Yeah, do your Chinese
and Chase,
one.
your Alex Jones, Chase. It's the shits, man. It's awesome.
Look, you're a really smart guy, but I've been doing this 30 years, and there's no way there's a trifecta deal between Putin and Xi right now.
I gotta tell you something, brother. I'm kind of retarded.
Putin and Xi both speak perfect English. I mean, perfect English.
So you don't speak perfect English.
Yeah, he does.
You think so?
100%.
Obama kind of spoke Cantonese, from what I've heard. Something
The only Mandarin I know is Mandarin chicken.
Hey Chase, I just wanted to bring up one important point on China taking Taiwan. It would create a choke point at the Taiwan Strait,
Hormuz
because
Strait.
of the international rules, maritime international waters rule. I think it is.
Yeah, but does the choke point matter if we don't do international trade?
There will
Well,
be international trade still. It
Of
just
what?
won't be to this scale.
Of what?
Okay, so you have globalization breakdown.
I'm not even arguing against you. I just don't know.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, certain resources are only in the Western Hemisphere. Certain resources are only in the Eastern Hemisphere.
Is that actually true, or has that just historically been the case? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I don't know the exact resources, but you think that the deposits of all these rare earths are like equally distributed across the world?
The entire Western Hemisphere is so huge.
Well, I was gonna say, Brazil has quite a bit, and Mexico. I know there's
and Antarctica.
And even in Texas, I believe they even have one that they set up as far as a rare earth refinery. But the refining capacity, in terms of the idea, and the EU this week actually, I guess they made some sort of joint statement with America that they're going to look to seize or retake control of the world refining capacity away from Chinese dominance. I think that was the whole idea, that the EU is going to be like.
Keir Starmer
but
can't
I
even
just
hit a
don't
punching
see
bag.
it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, their defense minister and the deputy
everyone in
just
all of their
stepped
fucking
down.
capitals is named Muhammad.
Well, that's true. We love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Well, no, like the defense
No offense to
minister
Big
and
T, by the way. No offense to Big T. He's a real one.
He is a real one. Shout out to Big T.
Shout
Yeah,
out
he's
to Big
awesome.
T.
And by the way, like a lot of the goals, like they have this 2030 goal for militarization across Europe, and they're nowhere near the capacity they need to be. Like they're way behind schedule, and that's why the defense minister and the deputy in the UK, the head of the army and defense minister, they both stepped down like last week at the same time for the same reason, which was because they weren't able to procure the funding needed for defense budget. And so they were just both pissed, and they were just like, "Fuck this! I can't even do my job. What am I even here for?" And they both quit. So it's like, and that's been a problem across like Western Europe in general. They're not. So I don't see how they're going to be able to like take away, I don't know, whatever monopoly that they think.
I don't think.
I guess
I don't
China
think.
does have a monopoly.
I don't think Trump gives a fuck what happens to Europe.
No, they're one of the biggest losers in a bifurcated world like this. It's the biggest losers are going to be like South Korea, Japan, Europe, and Africa.
Well, they say, when an empire declines, it typically cannibalizes its vassals. And, Europe, I could see certainly America throwing Europe under the bus.
All right. So this is what Grok says. So take it with a grain of salt. No, there are no rare earth elements or rare earth minerals that are geologically exclusive to the Eastern Hemisphere. Rare earth elements occur on every continent, including North and South America, Africa, Australia, Europe. Deposits exist in both the Eastern and Western Hemispheres. However, there is a very important practical reality, which I think you are touching on. Heavy rare earth elements, particularly dysprosium and terbium, crucial for high-performance magnets used in electric vehicles, wind turbines, and military tech, are heavily concentrated in the Eastern Hemisphere, especially China and Myanmar. China dominates global production. Economically viable large-scale sources of certain heavy REEs outside China are very limited. The only notable non-Asian producer of all four key magnet REEs, rare earth minerals, including heavies, is currently Brazil, like you said, Serra Verde project in the Western Hemisphere. But even there, much of the material has historically been sent to China for processing, so it's an infrastructure issue. However, it does appear that all of the rare earth minerals that naturally exist on that side of the planet also do exist in places on this side of the planet.
Okay, so I was wrong. It's equally dispersed for the most
So
part.
I'm making the argument that, yes, of course, with some painful infrastructure changes, we could technically become independent of the Eastern Hemisphere and vice versa.
Oh, I got to use this time real quick to shout out Honey Badger. Thank you for the super chat. He says, boo fucking who? We won't have flat screens and modern chips. Give him a 1950s pickup and a radio. UPS trucks don't have chips anyways.
The dashboard's melted, but we still got the radio.
Well, they kind of do. The UPS, you'd be surprised what's got like pretty complex chips in them, including like vehicles, like even
Dude,
the
did you know that
standard
UPS trucks have more technology than NASA used to get to the moon?
Well, that's kind of a red pill. Well, I've always thought if America
They
lied
still
about the
can't
moon
get my
landing-
packages to me on time.
Well, look, if America lied about the moon landing, Russia and China sure know how to keep a secret because
Yeah, we didn't lie
you would
about it.
think
We
that they
landed.
would snitch, right?
We landed. I think the footage was fake though.
It was probably like a recreation, yeah, maybe, possibly.
It's like when you watch
They say the flag was waving, but the flag wasn't waving. It was literally just wire bound and wrinkled. It wasn't a waving flag on the moon. So people say that to debunk the moon landing, but I wouldn't go with that either.
I agree with you, Chase. I do believe we landed, but I believe the footage that was shot was done by Stanley Kubrick.
Hell of a guy.
I have heard that.
Yeah, they had a bunch of Apollo missions.
I keep
but
forgetting
it's not
to unblock
really
his
about-
daughter.
It's not about the minerals, bro. It's about the money. It's like we have debt, so they need to manipulate
The Weimar Republic had debt too.
That's really what it really is about. It's not about minerals. It's about debt.
But like, listen, man. Like, if you owe me $50,000, right? I'm 175 pounds, virtually no muscle, and you're jacked. And I come to you and I'm like, dude, you fucking owe me $50,000. You could just kick my ass.
Well,
Yeah, but you could kill
exactly
him.
it.
So like, yeah, we got debt. Sorry. What are you gonna do about it?
No, that's
Well,
not quite an
I also-
equivalent because God made man, Sam Colt made man equal. So it's like that's not that was
That's kind of a nuclear option in a way, but when you think about it, however, with the rare earths, like one thing too to account for is like, America's been sort of like okay, I know it's Juneteenth, so there's that movie with the guy, the big buff guy, Devo. So America's been like Devo, who just like bullies everyone in the hood, as they say. And the thing is, the military needs for like dysprosium and terbium are they're pretty much core components that America has relied on China to.
It's
not
all
just
under
mine,
fucking
but also
Kushner's
refine.
island. Kushner found the island with all the fucking
Oh
dysprosium.
man, I bet he wish he did. Yeah, well, maybe. Although the Albanians, if they have something to do with it, I don't know if he'll keep it. But no, look. So the thing is, there's this like subsystem integration as well process that's like really important, and China certainly corners the market there as well. And obviously, with the rare earth restrictions for military or dual use purposes, that's going to be a huge challenge. And I actually think it does inform quite a bit of the you can say the scaling back of U.S. force in Iran, right? The ending of Operation Epic Fury. Look, they're limited. And the South China Morning Post even had a report strictly saying that the U.S. has reached a dangerously low level of critical minerals and rare earth and heavy elements as well. And it's a huge problem.
I know.
Hey,
so Devo is apparently like not on the block anymore, if you will, right? He's lost his gains, all of his gains. They've atrophied.
They want to put weaponized satellites in space next, so we don't have to use our Navy ships anymore.
Rods from God.
I'm under the impression we already have that infrastructure. I have a question for you, Inevitable. Honey Badger, shout out for the super chat. Thank you again. He says, I'm the driver, UPS. Trucks we have are like driving a 1997 Silverado. Maybe in China, they have some self-driving dehumanizing shit. Do you see major AI and robotics displacement in China already, and what are they doing about it?
That's a good question.
So no, that's a great question, and there was this precedent due to there's this case actually in Hangzhou where they fired somebody because, and by the way, they tried to give him a severe pay cut. Oh yeah, and so there's been a lot of pushback from this blatant displacement where you're just going to fire somebody or offer them a huge pay cut for no reason, or well, not no reason, to automate his role or her role. And
they're legislating against that because of the kind of like lingering communist sentiment.
Well, I don't think there's a significant pressure in terms of like, especially logistics related jobs. There's not going to be too much of that. But I do know that in the 5 to 10 year span, there could certainly be a risk. And I say that because, well, for one, there is already a labor issue as well. Like it's kind of decreased, but young men especially weren't working for like.
Yeah, you said unemployment was like 20-something% amongst Gen Z.
And it dropped down to around like roughly 14%, 15%. But still, it's still relatively higher than we need. So look, it's something about policy push and scale. Ultimately, I think there's been a big focus too, like Made in China 2025 and the continuations from that.
Gen Z can just take Taiwan.
Well, hey, now you're thinking. But
what's going to happen?
What about the people already there? But no, ultimately, I do think that, the thing with AI, in my theory, maybe I'm a bit of an optimist because I do believe AI creates room for, human demand is something I think is like almost limitless. As long as humans exist, we're going to want things from other humans. And machines can produce, but until you have the black box, so to speak, that can produce anything and everything, you're going to have a market for pretty much everything, right? And so, maybe perhaps in the form of the arts or in
think about it like this:
handiwork or in
there
trades.
was a time in the United States where in the South it was legal to own as many slaves as you wanted, and there was quite a population of people who owned slaves. And let's just think for a moment. I mean, this is kind of a grotesque example, especially given the sacred day that we're celebrating. But let's just think, for example, that having a slave is a lot like having artificial intelligence. It has no rights. It always obeys. It just does whatever you tell. It's actually even better than AI because it can work in the physical world, right? All those people that owned slaves were still busting their ass. They weren't picking the cotton themselves, but they're running the plantation. They're going to the trade shows. That one's got muscles.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So like there has been repeated times throughout human history where a class of people has had another class of people enslaved to it that's capable of doing all of the labor that matters in that environment or that civilization, right? And everybody still works.
I don't know
Yeah,
though.
and apparently,
well,
hold on. Apparently, that industry went underground, which is why we've been talking about the Epstein files. You know, so human resources is the #1 resource.
Are you talking
And
about like
Bitcoin-
human trafficking? Is that? Are you like tongue in cheek?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you make something illegal, all it does is go to the black market. The demand doesn't cease.
You know what's important? If we all actually started producing something, it doesn't matter what. If you started growing or whatever it is, just do something. I think it would be better than some third world slave. You know.
I don't know, man.
I see a really dystopian future. Like China's main problem is they have a history of famine. China's more worried about controlling their own citizens so they don't rebel against the government than they are even against an external
China's citizens
geopolitical
aren't even close to rebelling. They fucking love it.
We're pretty happy. If anything, one of the few gripes that I can even think of is that we haven't invaded Taiwan by force yet. Quite a few people that I know are kind of like, man, what the fuck is the central government waiting for already? And obviously, the 2027 date has been pretty out in the open.
They have massive cultural consensus in China. Like everybody's just fucking on board.
Definitely, yeah. And if you don't want to, and if you don't have alignment, it's not like it's okay. For example, in the Ming Dynasty, there was this restriction placed by the king. I don't remember who. Specifically by the emperor, as far as going overseas for the overseas Chinese, especially to do business. They didn't want that sort of drain on, overall, right? But if you left, it was kind of like, okay, you can go, just don't come back. Now it's kind of like, well, look, if you don't like it here, just fucking, I don't know, go. Maybe 500,000 if you can go to America, for example. And I'm sure Trump will take you. In fact, he says he needs you. And if you don't like it in America, sure, yeah, come back. And I don't know, maybe you can bring some fancy information with you. No, kidding.
Yeah, actually like it. They come here, receive a liberal education, and a lot of them end up staying. Like Xi's own daughter was living in Newton, Massachusetts.
Yep. They
Allegedly.
go home for the Chinese.
Harvard.
Yeah, they go home for the Chinese New Year. They come back and they fucking send their kids to ballet.
Well, I've heard of quite a bit of a reversal of that trend too, and that trend was a big deal that kind of started actually in the late 1800s. Really,
Tren de Agua.
Late 1800s. Oh well. That the thing that doesn't exist.
Hey, let me ask you this: what drugs do people abuse in China?
I honestly don't know. I'm serious.
Don't
People
they
are
chew that
chronic
quat?
smokers.
Like, are there still opium dens and shit?
Very like if there are,
could you pop
it's
into
like
one and just fucking
super underground?
Okay,
man. It's
not
like,
allowed.
I don't see it personally.
Have you ever met a Chinese? Have you ever met a Chinese alcoholic?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. It's just it's actually one of the things that are like America and really anywhere else. Like
During
the
the Great Leap Forward, it was hard.
Well, those guys, I don't know, they kind of might have drank themselves to death. But no, people are like smoke like a motherfucker here too. I'm not big on any of that, but
do they import tobacco?
There's just a shitload of production. Actually, it's actually one of the top.
So the cigarette packs have like fucking
products.
squiggly lines all over them that I can't read.
Yeah, it's a bit complex.
Is there a
but
picture of a lung on them?
No, not that I see.
In Canada,
No.
when you buy a pack of cigarettes, there's a picture of a fucked up lung on it.
Why would they do that? Like, if you're going to buy cigarettes, you're going to buy cigarettes. Like, I think you kind of made your mind up already.
They don't want you to smoke because they pay for your healthcare.
Inevitable. You have a question to answer to one of our viewers, Honey Badger with the
let's go.
super chat. Is Inevitable a part of the media over there? He's not ethnic Chinese,
Dude, he
and he's
made all of his
upset
fucking
that
money.
they haven't taken
He made
Taiwan.
all of his
What the
fucking
fuck?
money in XRP, and he's just fucking slamming Chinese puss.
No, but this is a question for Inevitable. How would you like to answer that, Inevitable?
So believe it or not, I've not in China, but I've dabbled in media in the past. I won't tell you where, but no, I'm not part of the media. I'm just a citizen. I love China. I love the.
Why are you so cryptic about who you are? Are you somebody I would know?
Truth. I am a Wu Mao 5-cent warrior. Okay, like born and raised. This is kind of like what I've trained for. All right, came from a lab. This is what I do. Look, I have my piss jugs right next to me, and this is what I do all day. I shill for China. It's the best. It's the best job in the world.
Jugs.
Yeah, well, yeah, totally, man. Like everybody.
Yeah,
has them
I like
around
you
here.
a lot, Inevitable, but you come off totally paid.
That's hilarious. Look, I will take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you are. I don't know that. But like, these are my American fucking Spidey sense, bro. Spider Cash, Spidey sense.
We're just talking about Taiwan right now.
I love it.
Hillary's the establishment will lose their marbles if they invade Taiwan because they produce our chips. We don't have the establishment at our homeland to defend
Yeah,
it.
but Elon Musk is
Australia-
launching the fucking 1 million square foot what's it called?
Terafab.
It's
Terafab.
gonna happen. That's what I'm saying. And
And
Australia
it's gonna
does not
be
have the-
fab.
Wait, what is that?
Australia-
Terafab?
Yeah,
Sorry.
go to Elon Musk's profile on X and click the link.
It's essentially
His bio.
his next business endeavor. He's getting into the semiconductor game, and his end goal is to produce
in
2 nanometer.
Texas, allegedly in Texas,
wafers.
they're building a was it a million square
they're
foot?
losing
Yeah.
their minds, bro.
I think it's like 10 million square feet, actually.
6 million.
Well, 280,000 square feet, actually.
Is that what it says?
Though. No, I just made that up. But
Oh,
no,
I see, I get it.
Ultimately, yeah.
Other companies, remember Texas Instruments, remember Cisco, and a few other, Honeywell, for example, they're all
Fuck
on
yeah.
board to it.
Yep.
Oh, it's gonna be. It's just like we were just saying earlier. There's essentially like 10 Manhattan projects happening.
Yeah, inevitable. Like that's why I'm thinking. Like I saw the Terafab thing happen, and I saw Vance come out against Israel, and I saw Elon back Vance coming out against Israel, and I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, we cut off our rearmament of Taiwan most recently. It looks like we're establishing independence from Taiwanese chip manufacturing because we're gonna fucking let China have Taiwan, and
I don't think there was ever a choice either. It's just a matter of
see,
like.
this is why you come off paid.
Oh no, but I truly mean it. And look, and one thing too that emotionally I think resonates with me about Taiwan is it was never the West's anyway. Like they just kind of thought they could take it. TLDR short
Dude,
story.
but listen,
yeah, go
listen,
ahead.
hold on. We're American. Everything that we have was taken. We don't give a shit whose it is.
Yeah, but you can't believe, if somebody like, for example, annexed Texas, for example.
When
or
I go
even,
to my
like, let's say
house,
that-
when I
let's
go to
say
my
the
fucking
Redcoats.
house, when I drive to my house, I turn right on Cherokee. You know why? Because that used to be the Cherokees.
Well, that you make a good point, but look, imagine if somebody annexed, I don't know, I won't say Texas. If somebody annexed, I don't know, California, right? Well, you'd probably be happy, but if they
understand.
did, you wouldn't blame America for coming back for it at some point, right?
No,
You know what I mean?
I don't. Nobody blames China for wanting Taiwan. I'm just saying that it doesn't matter to America who has a right to it if it's in our interest.
I understand that.
You know what I mean?
I see that. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I see what you mean by
Well,
that.
that's a natural law too.
I don't blame Israel for wanting Israel, and I don't blame the Palestinians for wanting it.
Conquest
either. Like,
has always been a
Yeah.
part of the human experience. Like, there's no such thing as native land. There's only can you project power to take it, and then can you project power to hold it? And that's been human history. And the background here is the Chinese consider it 100 years of shame.
I'm gonna find
or
out who
something
this.
like that.
I'm gonna find out who this motherfucker is.
Yeah, the Opium Wars,
Well,
like
hey,
the 18th century, or rather the.
But we can
19th
agree
century.
here. The handover of British Hong Kong was in '97. The deal was signed, but China they signed the deal and then they reneged on it because they weren't supposed to institute. There was supposed to be 2 systems.
They showed up early for the party.
But they fucking didn't even. They said, yeah, we'll take Hong Kong. We'll honor 2 systems, and then they didn't honor that. They just merged, right? Almost like 4 or 5 years later.
That's what fucking
they've been
superpowers do.
fighting.
Hold on.
The colonialists have been fighting
Such a
against
deal
the
was
whole
established by gunpoint. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just
Yeah, but
saying
hold
that
on.
it's been like
Let me
500
jump in here
years.
real quick.
Yeah.
But hey, Chase, here's the crazy part. I did not even know about this secret deal that we're talking about right now that Israel's fucked. But my post came to the same conclusion that we're talking about now.
Great
Just on a
minds
different-
think alike.
Just on a different perspective.
Hell
I mean,
yeah,
that's the
bro.
crazy part.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's sick.
That's what it is, though. It's this colonial system. It's like the queen died, so now the whole world's going crazy. Bibi's out of control. Nobody has any reins on this dude. And who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? It's always a surprise. Nobody voted for any of this shit, bro. Like, I don't want to go fight Iran or whatever.
I
or
do.
Russia. Why? Like,
I want
for
to fight
what?
him so bad, bro. Because Rocky,
It's just
if he
stupid.
dies, he
No.
dies.
I mean, that's just part of the
Also-
human experience, though. You know,
I don't want to fight him. I'm just fucking with you.
tribalism's ingrained. We're as long as we have we have the biggest
Honestly,
weapons built up in history.
I want to fight Canada.
We're going to take Canada
I want
either
to fight
way.
Canada. I would much rather go to war with Israel than Iran.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
I've always wondered, why hasn't America like invaded? Well, maybe this sounds wrong, but Mexico, right? Because look, the cartels are selling.
Make
like,
America
all sorts
Mexico
of
again.
drugs.
Hashtag Mama.
Well, no.
Yeah, aren't
hey,
they like bringing a lot of their people to invade in your country, and like their cartels are selling
they've been
all these
invading us
drugs?
for 30 years.
You hit on the point right there, Inevitable. So the decision's already been made by CENTCOM, Central Command, to we're going to go. We're game theorying here. The U.S. and China are splitting the world in half, and Russia gets Europe. But we're moving into Latin America, and Hegseth said in the last cabinet meeting, we're going after all the cartels, which means the whole of Latin America is
Inevitable's in business with Jackson Hinkle.
The communists.
Oh man! You know what's hilarious is I was like listening in the tunnels to a Jewish space. No, I will be careful. And they were like, I heard
Don't
some
be
lady,
careful.
and she was just like, man, Jackson Hinkle was in Mexico, and I called the FBI immediately, and I was like, holy shit, these Jews are not playing nowadays, man. Like they're on overdrive. They're on another level.
I tell you what, I met Jackson
JD
Hinkle.
Vance yelled at
I
them.
met Jackson Hinkle one time, and he came off like a Fed big time. But obviously, I'm paranoid about that. And I think Inevitable's a Fed. CCP Fed.
Well, you have a healthy skepticism. I admire that, I must say.
I don't even care if you are, dude. Like, at least you're fighting for your country.
There's a lot of stupid influencers that are not even smart. That's just sloppy.
I love a good sloppy influencer.
No, that's the best. Especially the chicks, the e-girls.
Oh,
when they're
yeah.
sloppy, yeah, man. It's the best. And by the way, hey, look, one thing I think that really informs a lot of the Chinese, I guess you can say the fixed mindset towards Taiwan is, look, China has had a long history of actually not being imperialist.
Dude, I understand.
We had a big tribute.
Our political leaders are obsessed with islands too.
Well, yeah, in a wrong way, certainly. But you know what? Well, in our way, we're obsessed with Taiwan in a different way. But like, there was a tributary system actually, especially in the Ming Dynasty, where we
Going
would
through all the
deal with.
dynasties.
We would deal, and this is like 1600s ish.
Was President Xi ever on the Rorita Express?
No, never that. Yeah, that's why. That's one of the things we're proud of is he's been clean. The CIA file on President Xi even said this guy does nothing but read and like basically read more. Like he doesn't go out with the other communists
And viciously crushes political opponents.
Based.
Well,
Let's go.
He's got his own grotto. Come on.
He's got aura, dude.
Who?
If he would just get a Hitler
I
stash.
said President Xi has his own grotto, which is like an underground fuck palace.
I hope that's
Hey,
true
man.
for him.
Look,
what's
he will.
important
If anybody
here-
deserves it, it's him, man.
Well,
And like,
the problem here is America has never ousted its corrupt leaders, and China has beheaded its corrupt leaders like 1,000 times. You see, that's the
well,
difference.
yeah. Like revolution is kind of ingrained, even self-revolution, as President Xi kind of lays out, and really,
You
from,
have to
from
be.
Mao, the Mao
You
days.
have to be reborn for the CCP.
Hell yeah.
You have to have internal revolution before external revolution is
A
possible.
republic or a republic, bro.
How
We
can
need to
you
actually-
take Taiwan if you do not take mastery of self?
Ooh, that's bass. That's fire, dude. That's awesome. That should be like a tag or something.
You try to find yourself in the book, but you can only find oneself in the people.
Oh, that's man. Where are you getting this from now, man?
Because I know
this
how
is-
communists think, bro.
Well, China's not a communist country, but I get your point. It's
I mean, come on. Like it's like
yeah.
saying America isn't a Christian nation. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of people in America that aren't Christian, but I mean, there's been some influence.
Well, communism is the ultimate goal, and that's obviously, I think it's a healthy utopian, directive that I think it may actually be attainable pretty soon.
The path to self-manifestation is self-sacrifice.
Based.
Hold on. I want to expand on that, Notable. You don't think the political system of China is communist?
Well, it's socialism with market aspects, right? And I think maybe that's the best way that I can kind of compare. Right?
What does CCP stand for, though?
Oh, Communist Party of China.
Yeah.
CPC. But that's
You guys
more
call
so
it
striving
the
to
CPC,
ideal.
not the CCP.
Yeah, that's the way to call it. CCP is like kind of a
Western way of saying it.
And I want to say
CCP came down on me. I was like, "Fuck you, dummy."
one more thing too. In my opinion, China. Okay, so
And if you would beat me, then fuck you too.
You remember the last famine China had? It's like they killed all the sparrows because they thought the sparrows were bad, and that caused the famine because it fucked up the ecosystem. China learned a lesson.
I don't think that's what happened, but that's fascinating.
I mean, that is one of the explanations for the last famine. But I don't think that China plans on staying a hybrid capitalist socialist economy. I believe they opened themselves up to some reforms to get into the WTO.
Here's the thing, Bak. Here's the thing, Bak. Communism and capitalism are two different systems designed to manage or attempt to manage human labor as efficiently as possible. We are entering an era of our species where human labor is irrelevant for the first time.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I see China reverting back to a dystopian system.
I mean, it seems I'm inclined to think that everything's going to be dystopian too, but like there's not like none of the systems that we've tested before are relevant to the future. It's like old software on a new operating system.
There is one.
No,
there is one. That's soft skills.
China is not stupid. They're not back in the 1940s. Like we have states in our country, they have provinces in China, and they all compete. So they actually call all the provinces in China are called the community. You see what I mean? But they all compete with each other. So it's sort of like a socialist system. It's not communist unless you're at the tippy top.
Well, and right now we're at the primary stage of socialism as well, and just to kind of make it clear what that is, the idea is that and we expect it to last like in the middle. we expect that to last in the middle of this century, and ultimately the idea is that it's a socialist market economy. So you have public ownership.
Do you think that there's a way?
Right?
Do you think there's a way for China and the United States to peacefully continue to be superpowers into the future?
I think so, yeah. Well, and mind you, I think the concept of superpower will adjust a little bit. Like, I honestly don't see a way that America gets out of having to answer for its massive debt buildup as well as the interest on the debt as well.
Oh, I see a way.
Well, it's I don't know if it'll be militarily. I don't know how else. Unless you think that Jassara.
Look, it is militarily. If they don't get their money, they're gonna fight, and that's the facts.
I don't know, man. Not if some new system's negotiated.
China's gonna come after their cash, bro.
And if there's some new system, negotiated, I don't think that the current monetary system is going to be relevant.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
Have you?
The whole system.
Well, China owes quite a lot of debt too. We are very indebted, but China's not that far behind. And I'm talking global debt.
Quite far behind, but I see your point. Like every country ultimately has. It's about the type of debt.
It's a bunch of IOUs, bro. China has them too. They're not scot-free out of this.
Ooh,
no. Most superpowers aren't, but the U.S. has gotten way out of control. But look, I'm wondering first and foremost if you guys may not know this, but China has quite a bit of MAGA people. Believe it or not,
China believes in national sovereignty.
And look, I will not say it's the majority, and I will not even say it's a large.
America has got a lot of Putin people.
By raw numbers, there may be tens, if not even maybe north of 100 million people who actually have a positive opinion on Trump in China. Now, here's the thing, though: there are also tons of Chinese who are, and by tons I mean maybe multiple millions, who believe in the concept of Nasara and Jassara, right, and that America will ultimately overhaul its monetary system in order to I guess the idea is to do a debt jubilee. Have you guys heard about that?
Yeah, that's literally why
it happens over and over again throughout history.
Yeah, I've been collecting Iraqi dinar ahead of this.
Wait, dinar? Wait, what?
Yeah, well, the Nasara Gassara, it's like it's on Q forums everywhere, but there's going to be a global debt reset. We're going to get back under monetary gold, and that the whole system is set to restructure, and that the Middle East is going to actually play a key component in this. So,
and they're going to abolish the IRS and the end income tax as well, right? Which Trump has hinted at, although that was when he was trying to get people's favor.
Yeah, but silver is going to take a bigger.
40% of the world's mined silver is in landfills.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying silver is going to get a big boost here soon.
Silver? I hardly know her.
But China if the Nasara Gassara talk is true, and if it is true, if it could even be implemented, China does stand to benefit, because I'm under the impression they found Genghis Khan's hoard of gold. They found his tomb, and that they've been stockpiling silver and gold ahead of this for a long fucking time.
It's not even going to fucking matter.
Well, Man, that'd be sick if that's true. I hope it is. But you know, we definitely have stockpiled gold and silver. Look, man, it's like literally in terms of refining, and that's another well, not problem. It's a benefit. It's a great thing.
I just hope
China's
you remember.
Number
I hope you
2 in
remember.
mining silver.
I hope you
Well,
remember
we're not.
who invented the fucking cigarette that you smoke. I hope you remember who made the car. I hope you remember.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It was the capitalist. It was the man who refused to sacrifice himself.
Hey, shout out to Honey Badger for the super chat. He says, we were promised the life of the Jetsons, and we did not get that, so he wants to go back to 1950. Brother, we're not going back to 1950. We're going to 2050. Dystopian.
I want my own
top-down
fucking water
surveillance,
fountain.
Central bank digital
I
currency.
want my own water fountain, my own
social
swimming
credit
pool.
score. Loitering drones that have all hive mind connected.
I want the Red Scare.
Well, I don't know if that's over. You know, have you heard this report? Speaking of which, this week about how China is apparently the ones responsible for turning Americans against the data centers. Have you heard that report?
Yeah, I've heard that repeatedly. It's probably
Hey,
true.
Brett's 3 minutes away.
Cool. We'll go get him.
Which it's obviously bullshit, by the way. But you know,
Are you want me to go get
I
him?
just have to. I want to bring it up.
So Chase, you want Red Dawn?
I think it's likely, dude, and I don't even mind that China did that. Of course they would.
So Chase, you want Red Dawn? Is that what you want?
Oh, I like Red Dawn, dude. Wolverines.
Dude,
Wolverines.
sign me up, bro.
But what do we care if you guys like your
Because
we're data centers or not, right? You're
think,
still gonna have them anyway.
I
Like,
think
it's not gonna...
I think that we're in a. I really do believe that the United States and China are in a very competitive artificial intelligence arms race, for lack of a better term, and I think it has to do with the fact that both of our populations are suffering, and we're trying to find a way to replace the labor so that we can have manufacturing dominance into this century. And it makes sense to me that China would at least have incentive to do anything that it could to slow down our progress. I liken what's happening between China and the United States regarding AI to what was happening between China and the Soviet Union regarding the space race.
I like that comparison, actually. You know, we've got like this whole Claude, what is that called? The new one, Claude
Fable.
Fable. No, well, yeah, Fable.
Mythos.
We've got Mythos level stuff as well that we haven't released in China either. But you know, it is certainly, you know, for every Mythos that you see, there's something that you don't see, right? And that's really where the race is happening.
Well,
and to your point,
it's not even really the interface or the software. It's the infrastructure for the compute.
So do you think there's an issue with that? Because it seems like America might be underutilizing the compute, right? And maybe like compensating for the lack of usage of compute with scaling it out in order to accomplish the same sort of
There's a couple things to consider.
Utility.
The United States military industrial complex, political industrial complex, whatever you want to call it, has a long-standing precedence, a long-standing history of exaggerating the extent to which foreign nations are a threat, because it's incredibly lucrative for the businesses and contractors that are in the space. So, you know, 6 months before the collapse of the Soviet Union, President Reagan was receiving reports that the Soviet Union was a greater threat than it had ever been before, and why we needed to spend more money on, you know, armament, right? And it was like, no, dude, they're like on the verge of collapse, right? And so I do think that the United States understates its technological, muscle, and it overstates the foreign threat, whether it's Russia, whether it's Iran, whether it's China, because all the incentives internally here are to do that, politically and industrially.
You know, you make a very decent point. I think, you know, even when you factor through the 20s and 40s, the U.S. aligned with, at the time, the Kuomintang, which was the ruling party in China, headed by Chiang Kai-shek, to deliver a stable and centralized government, which is, you know, friendly to the West, if you will. But obviously, they lost the Civil War, and in 1949, you know, the People's Republic of China was established, Mao at the head. And I think maybe the United States is looking back and saying, man, fuck, you know, the wrong guy that we wanted. Like, they couldn't vassalize China, essentially. They couldn't continue that gravy train.
Yeah, Iraq's always got to have weapons of mass destruction. Turns out it didn't. Iran's always on the verge of having a nuclear weapon. China's some massive threat with the artificial intelligence arms race. Russia's going to invade all of Europe. You know what I mean? Like, we just fucking say this shit because it's like so good for the fucking index fund.
Yeah, and the Red Scare really started like in the 50s as a result of really everything. It's like if they can't vassalize you, they will
Yeah,
demonize
I
you.
will say though that Marxism, not necessarily the CCP or communism explicitly, but Marxism as like a butchered, modernized philosophy has really fucked our country up in terms of our higher ed.
Are you referring to the cultural Marxism and
Yes.
the offshoot of that today?
Yeah, yes. And so I would say that the Red Scare was probably, even though it was exaggerated and it was obviously exploited by the powers that be at the time, McNamara and others, I really do think that the cultural Marxism has like totally fucked up our country. I mean, we've got this massive problem with the transgender issues. We've got people graduating from college with diversity, equity, inclusion, environment, sustainability, governance shit in their mind instead of like actually being productive and effective. Like we have been tremendously weakened by Marxist theory, not in terms of Marx's political or economic theory, but in terms of how it was kind of butchered and bastardized by academics in the decades and centuries after his time. I think it's really weakened our country. I really do.
Yeah, kosher academics for the most part as well, right? University of Chicago, I believe, was a huge outpost of that, from what I've always heard and read. Is that the case? And by the way, the universities, it seems like universities have been a system for a while, even in China throughout the 1800s. Universities were the way the West could really plant their flag of influence.
Yeah.
And, that was obviously a breeding ground for many different ideologies and schools of thought to
But
sprout.
even
In
like
America, yeah.
even the famous secret societies at the universities, like Harvard, for example, has the what are they called? Finals clubs, and Yale has Skull and Bones. These secret societies that were breeding grounds of presidents and senators and moguls now accept like transgender people in, and they're like embracing this shit. It's like it's like a fucking joke compared to what it used to be. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be this kind of like hetero, pro-Americana, industrious, ambitious, intelligent, connected young men elite thing that was supposed to just kind of like breed the leaders of our culture and our civilization to be as effective and just cutthroat as possible. And it had its, negatives too. Like, bad people came out of that, bad policy came out of that, whatever. But now it's just like weakness. And, Jordan Peterson says, if you're afraid of what a strong man will do, just wait till you see what a weak man will do. And we are led by weak people here. It's one of the reasons I admire Xi. It's one of the reasons I admire Putin, though I loathe many aspects of their leadership philosophy or positions. Like, you have to respect them because at least they're not fags.
There you go. Go ahead.
It's just that nobody says anything about this stuff. Even if you're in America as a Chinese national or something, nobody's saying a word like about they're not able to speak or have a business or represent themselves in Congress. It's always this bum. If it's China or a Jew or whatever, they all cover for each other instead of exercising their rights. And that's what Americans want. They demand that type of shit. See what I mean? We have guns over here, bro. Like, we're willing to fight.
They don't use them though. They don't use those guns. It's kind of
we are.
crazy.
Like, I'm telling you, there's some crazy.
Well, on each other, right? But not on. Well, I don't want to advocate for anything, but
Well, I mean,
I know.
you're right and you're wrong. Like, that's what Americans think that they want. But half of America would choose safety over liberty any day of the week. We saw it happen in COVID.
Well,
yeah, when it comes to self-defense, I mean, there's no question that we're going to act. You know what I mean? There's no doubt.
Yeah.
If you say so. But I wanted to ask Chase before we move on. What do you think about the current dynamic where, I've heard much made about Qatar and the investments into American schools, universities, and that there may be a shifting of maybe the old cultural Marxist with kosher characteristics, right? That system seems to be phasing out, and Cornell and Texas A&M have gotten multi-billion-dollar transfusions from Qatar. Georgetown was another one, and there are a few other universities that I just don't remember, but they've gotten well over $1 billion in donations, and they essentially, he who pays the piper calls the tune, and it goes to the Palestine protests and the universities around the schools around America, which have certainly shifted their tune in terms of the opinion on the koshers, the small hats, if you will. What do you make of that?
I'm more concerned about super PACs influencing our politicians than I am about nations influencing our universities. And I think that the Qatar allegations are greatly exaggerated by a certain special interest, which wants everybody to look anywhere but at them.
Uh-oh,
Hey, well said,
inevitable.
well said.
You got another question from the Honey Badger. He's fucking all over you.
Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you for the super chat. Honey Badger, he says, how long has this guy been in China and why does he know so much about its history? This is like the first 30 minutes of the Tucker Putin interview. What the fuck?
That's hilarious. No, that's great. No, it's been I will say just the north of 3 years, going on to 4. But
Dude, he's super sus of you, man. He's super sus.
Well, look, Chinese history is the shit, man. Once you get into it, it sucks you in, and you can never be free. Because look, you realize it's like China is the main character of humanity. When you really look at it, when you really think about it, you start to see. You go back to like the Confucius era, and you realize, oh, you're only halfway through, and that was like during I believe the Han. No, he came out of the Warring States. So yeah, the Han Dynasty was his heyday and his influence.
Han and Confucius is so underrated.
And I think that really does help because it prevents you from just giving up your share of sovereignty and your share of identity. And another thing too is you'll find that in Chinese history, there have been instances in which people have, for example, the Mongols or the Jurchens.
Hey, that's box people.
And even the
You are descended from
Manchurians, the
Mongolian
Manchus.
warlords.
Based, and even the Manchus, for example, where no matter what entity came and took power in China from beyond, they all sinicized without like any exception. There's no way to escape this like gravitational pull of sinicization and becoming Chinese, which is why I love that quote that says, I'm not asking you to become Chinese, but one day you will look in the mirror and found that you have already become Chinese.
He made us feel German again.
Oh my God, that sounds horrifying.
All right, we got to go. I love you. Good night.
Yep, love you guys.
Hey, have a great one.